Alex, I hope you're ready for video games.
I love video games. Let's go.
I thought I was playing it because I thought I pressed start button, but live from Austin, Texas, where there is no good or bad, only shades of gray. It's Retro Pals with Danny and Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Danny.
Yeah, we're here to learn about morality tonight. That line is actually from the Austin, Texas Charter, believe it or not. Yeah, officially we had no good and no bad until we changed it shortly after the founding because everyone just kept killing each other.
Yeah, I didn't like that. They called it the epic fail times of Austin.
Is that what they called it?
I learned it in history.
We shouldn't let YouTubers rename crucial pieces of history, but
But you know,
that's what we end up with.
It's what the city wanted. The mayor was like, "Listen, we gotta appeal to the gamers."
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a morally gray episode of Retro Pals, where we're going to cover Gray Matter, an interesting studio from the distant past. Once Canada's biggest game development studio, something happened to them in the mid-90s, and they disappeared seemingly overnight. We're going to find out what happened to them up in Canada, I guess. Welcome to the show. Alex, why don't you thank some folks?
All right. Hello, everybody. I gotta thank some folks here. Thank you, Sailor Soapbox 28, 30-month resub, I mean.
All right, let's hear it.
I think my tech support might be the Swedish chef. When I explained my situation, he told me that my phone was bork, bork, bork.
Oh!
That's good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
forward to your
sub.
puns. Thank you, Arpaga, 60-month resub. Respect. We will get respect. Thank you.
What you gotta get respect. Thank you.
Thank you, the anonymous gifter, for gifting a sub to Mix Pewter. Enjoy the sub.
Yeah, thank you for the gift sub.
And thank you, Shaxpert, 88-month resub with many cookies. Thank you so much.
88. Oh my god.
Cookies.
That's unbelievable. So many months. Thank you.
Thank you, Sepasai, 419 for the 50-bit donation. Thank you.
Welcome, Sepasai. Thank you.
And Nbeyond, 87-month resub. I've known you for more than 87 months. How spooky.
That's spooky as hell. Thank you for the raid, too. Yeah, welcome aboard, everybody. You're about to see something, well, you're about to see a lot of games. You're going to see the good and the bad side of video games. In the end, we're not going to be quite sure what to think about video games, but I'm sure this is going to be an interesting story told entirely through one development studio's multi-platform catalog. All right, so we took it to our patrons this week. We asked them, which of these two licensed game developers did you want to see a catalog showcase of? And this is how they voted.
You were like, we need to see Gray Matter, and we need to see it now.
Yep, Imagineering almost took it. The New Jersey-based development studio behind Bart vs. the Space Mutants almost won this week's poll, but in the end, it was Canada's own Gray Matter that took the win. So congratulations, Gray Matter. Congratulations, Chris Gray and Canada as a whole. And thank you to everyone for voting.
Thank you.
All right, bring up the logo, Alex. We're going to do this.
My head!
Oh my god. So it's come to this. We're going to cover Gray Matter Software, also known as Gray Matter Studios, also known as Chris Gray Productions. A bunch of different names for this studio. As I mentioned in the intro, they were once Canada's biggest game development studio with over 70 employees in the mid-90s, which is huge for like developers of 8 and 16-bit games. They scaled up quick, and they actually started in the early 80s on microcomputers. So we're going to track back from there and see what led them to create modern-day masterpieces like James Bond Jr., Wayne's World, and eventually some really, really standout software for PS1 and Saturn. Hope you're ready to join us.
Hope you are. Thank you real quick to Marigold for the 62-month resub. 62 is the code for international direct dial calls to Indonesia and the atomic number of samarium alanthanide. I don't know how to pronounce it. Thank you.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Now I'm educated.
I learned something today. Thank you, Marigold.
And thank you, Drumcan Jones, 13-month resub. Watching the stream while I play Forklift Simulator to cram for my certification tomorrow. Wish me luck. Good luck with your
Oh man,
forklift
good luck.
stuff.
Good luck learning
Yeah.
to forklift. From what I learned from Shinmu, they're going to challenge you to a race every single day, so be
So
ready
be
for that.
careful, yeah.
All right, let's just jump right into it. But first of all, thank you, Bootblacking, for the 100 bits.
Thank you. Oh man, I can imagine James Bond Jr. ruining many child's weekends.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. This is going to be a cathartic stream, hopefully. This is going to consist of a bunch of games that ruined many, many weekends in the 90s. So we're going to track back in time and figure out just what the hell happened. Let's get things started. Let's just start right off with a Ciphercraft gift sub. Thank you for the
thank
gift sub to
you.
the community. Let's do it. Here we go. Game number 1.
All right.
Fucking
what the fuck?
Boulder Dash? Okay. So it starts here. Unbelievably enough, the incredibly influential Atari and C64 game Boulder Dash was actually the first game released by Chris Gray, who would later form Gray Matter Software.
Huh.
Didn't think it would start here, huh?
No, actually. Thank you, Carmen, for the 100 bits. Gray Matter sure made a lot of games with no brain involved.
Thank you, Cartman.
Oh man,
So-
Boulder Dash.
So what happened is Chris Gray developed a port of the extremely obscure arcade game The Pit, as seen on Starcade occasionally, and this other guy, his partner in crime. Hey, don't start without me. This guy, Peter Liepa, apparently from this title screen, was all like, hey, if we changed a bunch of this stuff about this game instead of sucking, it would be kind of cool. And Chris Gray was like, I guess. And then they released it, and many sequels came, many ports, incredibly super successful. So let's play a little bit of the original C64 Boulder Dash.
Hell yeah, let's see it.
Alright, do I need to swap the joysticks for this one? Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's see a little bit of Boulder Dash. So before all the license games, before all the turmoil, before all the ruined weekends, there was just independent game developers doing what they love best. And I fuck up!
You fuck up, Danny. Danny, you fuck up.
Can you just like hold the button to explode or like fucking... Okay, let's try that again.
Okay.
Is people doing what they loved, trying to mess around with their computers, get the most out of their, probably like thousands of dollars of investment, and trying to make it big in this burgeoning video game industry. What they came up with was this game that, like, where you, like, dig tunnels and push rocks, and sometimes the rocks fall on you.
Spooky.
Oh, I didn't hear the bands, or our alerts turned up.
Yeah, they should be. They're on.
Okay. No! I exploded! Boulder Dash is tough. Even like level 1, it's all like, if a single boulder falls on your head, that's it. You're done for. You're dunzo, as they say. They didn't say that back then.
No, they said epic fail. Sorry.
Yeah, they... What did they say instead of dunzo or epic fail in the 80s? Anyone want to chime in?
Bogus.
Bogus. Yeah, it was Pogus. There's a reference for the Retro Pals old heads. We gotta go back to freaking Camp California one of these
I
days.
agree. Bummer. Yes, they said bummer a lot in the 80s.
Oh yeah, it was a major bummer, as they might say. Okay, so we're getting back in the spirit of the 80s. Yeah, the thing about this game is you gotta get back to where you came. So you gotta clear a nice path for yourself and make sure you can get back to the entrance, which is kind of a challenge.
Thank you, Carmen, for the 100 bits. To appreciate that. Danny, you're a little guy.
I'm just a little guy.
You're going everywhere.
I'm underground. It's my destiny to be crushed to death. It kind of sucks down here.
I wish it wasn't, but what can you do?
All right, so that's Boulder Dash, and that is the start of Chris Gray's career. But what game led Chris Gray's independent launch into the world of game development? Him alone, not just in cooperation with someone else. Alex, bring up that box art. It was this.
Danny, it's Whirly Nerdo. I want that pizza. Oh, I gotta have that pizza. I'm
Why-
a whirling nerd.
Why is it whenever we play microcomputer games here on RetroPals, they always have the most demented cover art I've seen in my entire life? This isn't AI generated or like something some weirdo drew like a week ago. This is like legit back in the day box art that would inspire you to buy this game, supposedly.
By PMS Data and Flippy.
It's a flippy disk. One side is C64, the other side is Atari. You only got to pay for one.
Oh, that's not that bad of a deal.
Where is this? Okay, we have Whirly Bird and Whirly Nerd. Okay, Whirly Nerd is from Chris Gray Enterprises, so here we go. What could that box art possibly look like in terms of an actual game? We're getting whirly in here. I'm a whirly nerd.
Whirling nerds.
Isn't that one of the Angry Video Game Nerds side characters? Oh, I'm thinking of the Nerdy Turd.
Crack and put into one part by Aki.
This was a two-parter? I guess.
What?
Is that a beholder? Feed the nerd. All right, this is the demo. How do I get into the actual... we gotta swap joysticks for this one, I think. Yes? No? Video game?
What? Sorry.
Now hang on, this is just the demo. It's not... Fucking... Come on. F1? Yeah, here we go. Okay, now we're...
Your skeleton came off. You turned into
Okay.
skeleton.
Now we're gonna play the game. Press fire to go on. Here we go. Hamish Pupkin, get ready. Oh, I didn't enter a name, so it just assumed my name was Hamish Pupkin.
That's a good name.
That's a common default name in Canada, I guess. The Alan Smithy of Canada. So in simple terms, I guess you could call this a platformer. Whenever you hold the fire button, you slowly rise up in the air, thanks to your little whirly helmet. And you're a nerd. You have to feed him. Are there any
Sounds
questions? What questions do you have for the whirly nerd, Alex?
Where'd you get that hat?
I want to know too. I'd
Can
like
I
to
get
have
that
a
hat too?
I want to fly around with a cool little hat.
Things are about to go wild, nerds. Thanks for the bits, Cartman.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to cover a Canadian developer for a really long time, and this is like the best one I possibly could. The last month on RetroPals, our secret format has been around the world games. So we covered American games with Studio 3DO on PS1, covered Japanese games with Monster World and freaking the other one. What was the other one? Adventure Island and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And we covered European games with the Amstrad CPC, and now we're returning back home to the Great White North. Is this what Canadian games were like back then?
I assume so.
Is this an accurate representation? Because this is okay. I've played worse games. And also, not bad for a single, soul-developed game. Chris Gray sat there in front of his C64 typing this shit out. Being like, I've got a brilliant idea for a video game. This guy with a helicopter head.
Whose skeleton comes off.
That's a pretty disturbing death animation. All he wants is to be fed. And I'm not very good at Whirly Nerd.
You're good at getting whirly killed.
This looks too difficult for level 2. Maybe Chris Gray just had high expectations for his players. Like, oh, you played early 80s arcade games, you're an expert. I'm tuning this game just for you. For people who have mastered games like The Pit.
It's just so funny that someone played the pit and they're like, I need to do this.
Yeah, one guy played The Pit and he made an entire industry out of it. That's kind of incredible. God damn it. It looks like the rocks kind of like bounce off parts of the environment like they do in Boulder Dash. There's some sort of inspiration from his previous game. Let's just kill him off. Maybe there's a funny game over. Alas, Hamish Pupkin.
Game over for Hamish Pupkin.
Yes.
Oh, he gets crushed. Cool.
Good. Excellent. Well, Alex, Chris Gray is about to hit the big time because his next game was a huge, huge, huge breakthrough success in the mass market. It was a game called Infiltrator. Oh, it's going to be fun trying to play this one.
Should I show off the
The what?
Oh, the notes?
What were the notes that I had prepared for that?
This.
Right, so this is a helicopter simulation game, and Dr. Sparkle of Crontendo put together this extremely helpful diagram showing off what the interface does. I studied this before the stream. It was in a more recent episode of Crontendo, like the last couple ones. So you look in there, and all the different gauges and dials and stuff are very clearly labeled, and we should have no problem playing this whatsoever. As soon as I find the damn disc, it's this one, I think. Yeah, you got all that?
No, but I'll do my best.
We played like half the games on the Amstrad CPC we played for that top 50 stream looked exactly like that. They start you in a cockpit and they're all like, okay, asshole, you know what you're doing. Go ahead, take off and fly this thing. And I was like, Created by Chris Gray.
Johnny, your first mission is to fly in secrecy to the enemy.hq command center.
I'm Johnny?
You're Johnny.
Okay.
You must then photograph all vital documents and the enemy war plans. Good luck.
Alex, our commander doesn't sound like that.
Yes, he does. Prepare for takeoff.
Thank you, Alex. All right, let's prepare for takeoff. I am prepared.
We're prepping.
Okay, so you want to bring up that diagram again? What do we got here? You know what? That's less helpful than I thought it would be.
Hold on. I can do something here.
Okay. Alex duplicated the window and put it next to the gameplay screen for me to refer to.
There you go.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right, I figured out how to push the right thing. You can take it off the gameplay
Oh
window
yeah,
there.
let's turn the game.
So I figured out how to push the right thumbstick. The left thumbstick is still kind of a mystery. Space does nothing. Enter does nothing. All right, I'm going to take my usual technique of glissandoing across the keyboard until I find a button that works. So one of these. So one of these. Nope. One of these. How about the number keys? No? What if I...
Let's just click that button.
Huh? I made a boop. Huh? Ooh, ooh, ooh. We're powered up. We're powered up. We're doing this.
We're booping.
Okay, okay. Yeah? Uh-huh. Oh my god, Alex, we're gonna do it. Uh-huh. The blades are powering up. You hear that? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Holy shit! Arg! Tough luck, Jimbo, baby.
That's amazing.
All right. Our first trip up was a massive success. Good. Good. There's a second half to this game that we're probably not going to get to because you have to do this segment. It gets even worse, apparently, in the air. According to Dr. Sparkle on that episode of Crontendo, what you got to do is fly around and look for enemy fighters within range of your base, and you have to identify them on sight and call in using various call signs that are only explained in the manual, and you have to do the correct ones, like you got to do 1121 for enemy aircraft or whatever. And it's just really, really complicated with not much payoff, apparently. So there is a second half to the game, but it's only in the sequel that you can access it from the title screen. So let's go ahead and start that up. There was an Infiltrator 2. Infiltrator Part 2, the next day. Hey, at least I got a few feet off the ground before
you
I
did
crashed.
better than I was expecting, honestly.
Ooh.
I like the music.
Oh.
This is sick. Danny, this is sick. The game got sick.
Wow.
I like that it's just called The Next Day.
Hey, you didn't even get like a week off. It's all like, oh, you gotta go up in the damn helicopter again. It's just the Mission Impossible theme. What are you doing, Chris Gray?
Don't worry about it. Thank you, Barnacle Labs, for 18-month resub. Gray, more like no way.
Thank you. Additional graphics by Nick Gray. Is that like his brother or something? Okay, Enemy Base 1. That's what we want.
Okay.
So Infiltrator 1 didn't come to the NES. It was only Infiltrator 2 that was ported to NES under the title of Infiltrator. So we want side B. Press the fire button. Oh. You know this happened during testing too.
Really?
I think I have a workaround. Hang on.
Okay.
There's like a cracked version. Yeah, this one. This weird version that's kind of strange and janky.
Yes! Put it on! Sorry.
Let's see if I can get this one to load up. C64 stuff, not my specialty. I'm just... Idea by Leah of the 1001 crew. Okay, good job, honey.
Hello to all members of the fabulous 101.
Just give me the game, please. Yeah? Is that your logo?
It's sick.
Okay, here we go. So this is a two-part game. It's not just a helicopter sim. You eventually fly to the enemy base, and you go on the ground to try and infiltrate the base. That's the name. Cartman, thank you for the 100 bits.
Thank you.
When you crack into the gray matter, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Oh, look at this. We're in the enemy stronghold. Now, we do have an inventory you can bring up if you need to, but I think in this first part, all you need are the papers. So I'm just gonna waltz in like I own the place. Be like,
Okay.
yeah, I belong here. What's the button to show papers? Okay, I found it. Hello, sir. I was just off taking a leak. And, oh, you want my papers? Well, here you go. Yeah, of course they are. I work here.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. You've done your due diligence. And so you go into the base and do like a Metal Gear in here. You search around, try to find some incriminating evidence of terrorist activity or something. And from what I've seen, it mostly consists of people shouting you down, being like, let me see your papers! And then you show them your papers, and they're like, okay. Anyone play Infiltrator? This is entirely foreign to me. I have no experience with these games, but apparently they were super popular. Oh, shit! What? Hey! Who was he, Private?
Sir.
I don't know, sir. Well then, empty his pockets.
This is kind of great. It's good. It does remind me of Spy vs. Spy, too. Yeah. Oh, God.
Must have been booby-trapped, Private. Private? Wait, I exploded? I exploded and I took out an innocent enemy private?
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, cool. How do I bring up that menu? Okay, here we go. We got a bunch of stuff. We got some sleeping gas, got a mine detector, some papers, a camera. So this is a really, really complex game for when it was released and when it first came out. Interestingly, according to Dr. Sparkle, this was critically hated. Magazines just hated the shit out of this game. One big publication gave it like a 0 out of 5 or something. But it was a huge success regardless. This was a popular hit, if not a critical one. Just wanted to give you a little bit of context to our friend Chris Gray, who was out there doing it, making the kind of game he wanted to make with helicopters and infiltration and stuff. And that would eventually lead to what, I should have used the sleeping gas.
Sorry, honey.
Well, that's about as far as I can get in freaking Infiltrator 1 and 2 for the C64. My brain, as you've seen, is not big enough for these helicopter sims / espionage games. Oh, I blew up another private with my booby-trapped body. So luckily, Chris Gray kept going, and he later shifted his development efforts to the Commodore Amiga, so let's move on over there. That's right, this has turned into an Amiga stream. Everyone, be ready for things to turn completely deranged on a moment's notice.
Only Amiga makes it happen.
Only Amiga makes it possible. Deranged video games, that is.
Listen, deranged games need a home too, okay?
That's true, that's true. So the year is 1988. Oh, by the way, Infiltrator was 86, Infiltrator 2 was 87. Chris Gray, our friend, our pal, our comrade, has a pair of games ready for the Amiga and Atari platforms in 88. First up is Road Raider / Motor Massacre. I'm pretty sure the Amiga version was released as a Motor Massacre, so that's the one we're going to play. Yeah, here it is. All right, here we go. Released by Gremlin, so already he's in big with the big third-party publishers. All he had to do was be like, dude, I made Boulder Dash and Infiltrator. And they're like, oh, yes, Mr. Gray, sir, yes. And there it is, the first appearance of Gray Matter, his studio.
Oh, I gotta readjust this real quick.
Motor Massacre is a really good name for a video game.
It is.
Alright, so once again, disclaimer, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm just gonna try and show off this game the best I can. For me, it looks like an overhead view kind of fucking open world-ish sort of game where you drive around and blow up other cars. It's got cool sound effects, some good
blow up the
graphics.
shit out of those cars.
Things blow up really nice and satisfyingly. You get that full satisfaction from blowing up cars.
Would you say it has that good game feeling?
It does have that good game feeling. I think, yeah, that's what Macaw 45 would describe as full satisfaction, is what we describe as good game feeling. That's like, it's a cultural exchange. That's just what they call it in Australia. So good game feeling, full satisfaction, whatever you want to call it, this game has it. Especially in 88. This looks pretty good for an Amiga game from 88. Now, I don't know what the objective is. Or what happened to the city, like...
Yeah, it looks like there's been some problems.
Some shit's gone down. I don't know if that was us, or if we were out of town when that shit happened, but either way, we came back and, well, look at the place. It reminds me a little bit of that one UFO 50 game, Onion Delivery. Can anyone play that? That game's impossible to control. I want to get good at it, though.
The bus is just taking a nap. Makes sense.
Oh, okay. The bus is sleepy, I see.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen a sleeping bus, but they're like, they go down like that. It's like...
Yeah, they look like sleeping horses.
I was gonna say, you know what happens when a cow falls asleep and you push it? It's like that.
I hear cow tipping isn't real.
I know. I've heard that too.
I've heard it's just a myth. And we're here to bust myths tonight. We're here to explore the history of Chris Gray and bust the myth of cow tipping.
Okay. Hey, I like that your car's getting fucked up.
It looks really fucked up, yeah. The one big thing I want to do tonight is to dispel the mystery that people go out intending to make bad games. Like, when someone publishes a bad licensed game, they just sit around smoking cigars in their hammocks being like, heh heh heh. We sure ruined a lot of kids' weekends with that shitty Ren and Stimpy game, didn't we, Jenkins? And Jenkins is like, fuck yeah, dude. He smokes a big doobie.
I love making kids cry. So you're saying that game devs don't like to make kids cry intentionally?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Like this and Infiltrator and Boulder Dash, they're labors of love and creativity, just made by a sole developer trying to push out his ideas into the world. Let's find out. Oh? Pandy's Pork Palace? Oh! So we have an Infiltrator situation where there's multiple gameplay types. This is multimodal gameplay, Alex.
That's cool.
Whoa!
I like the way the Glorpy guys died.
They get really glorpy. I've never seen this. This fills in the gaps for me, like, in real time. There's, like, games we're going to see in a little bit that are actually very similar to this, and I'm going to have to redo my commentary, like, on the fly. But that's cool, though. We're learning things. So
Yeah, a lot of goo in the Pork Palace.
Motor Massacre for Amiga, kind of ahead of its time for 88, kind of really cool, and I could see you really enjoying this. Way back when. You fell to your death. Way to go, Chris Gray. You've got a hit on your hands with this one. I think Gray Matter is going places. So they had a second game they released in 88, another multimodal game that also features cars and also is completely demented. And it's a game we've covered before. I don't know if I knew this or just forgot, but Alex, the original developers of Technocop, was Gray Matter. And we're about to play it.
Huh.
We covered this during our Razer Software showcase on the Sega Genesis. The people who made Stormlord, Technocop, and Death Duel, and Slaughter Sport, and nothing else. This was at first an Amiga game, and it was made by Chris Gray. So it's obviously a takeoff on RoboCop, but you're not RoboCop, you're Technocop. So you're in your typical Amiga driving setup where you hold up on the joystick to to drive, and then you push the fire button to fire. See, Infiltrator, that is a crazy game for sickos, but I appreciate that Chris Gray dialed things back and made things a little bit more basic for us console peasants.
I was gonna say normies, but console peasants works.
Yeah, just make it a little more intuitive, a little more playable, at the expense of a little bit of complexity. Like, who cares? As long as you're having fun, that's what matters. So it's half driving and half platformer.
Gun net. You're so vascular, your hand.
I really like the UI down there. And it's only after playing this Amiga version that I realized the Genesis version is actually a really good port. Like, shockingly so. It looks almost exactly like it. It plays exactly like it. The problem is, this game sucks ass to begin with, so I don't have a lot of kind things to say about Technocop. You go in these big buildings searching for some guy, and then you never find him, and then your time runs out, and you're like, fuck this.
That sounds about right.
At least that's how it goes for me.
That rat, oh my god.
And then a giant rat tramples your foot, and you meow when you jump.
I love that noise.
And people just kind of collapse into piles of gore. Oh. Time's run. Oh, there he was! Oh, he escaped!
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You're a failure as a Technocop. You gotta return to VMAX.
That's my car, I guess. I'll take that. Did he eat it? There's not much else to see, so I'm not going to spend much time with this, but for its time, this game was quite gory and kind of shocking when it came to Genesis.
It's really gory.
That was Razorsoft's big MO. They were all like, oh, big, bloody, gory games for us big, bloody, gory gamers. Gonna try it. Okay, good job jumping. Lady, you okay?
She's chilling.
All right, she's just hanging out. And you might think, Chris Gray, you wouldn't go so far as to make kids killable in this game. Well,
absolutely. That child's a dead child. And you don't give a shit.
They did things different on Amiga, let me just say. Between this and Motor Massacre, these are amoral games, so maybe the name Gray Matter is quite appropriate. Yeah, sorry for the sudden child death. I didn't mean to kill him that spectacularly, but there we are. All right, so in 88, I guess these games sold well, and at least made a good presence on the marketplace, or whatever you want to say, because Chris Gray kept making games, and he spent all of 88 and 89 working on his next magnum opus, which was released as Fiendish Freddy's Big Top of Fun.
Huh. Big top of fun, huh?
Yeah, if you were expecting like all Wayne's World and James Bond Jr. this stream, you got a lot more than you bargained for. I'm sorry for the incredibly twisted origins of Gray Matter Software. Yeah, Freddy Fazbear. This is his origin story. I think we covered this as part of our circus game stream many years ago. Jump scare coming up in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, Danny!
Uh-huh.
5 Nights of Fiendish Freddy's. Thank you, Cartman. Danny, do you like me? I'm Fiendish Freddy.
I don't like Fiendish Freddy. Created by Chris Gray, designed by Chris Gray. This is his baby. Fiendish Freddy is his extremely sick and twisted circus baby. Let's get things started here, but to put things in context, there was this company called Cinemaware around the same time who were releasing these cinematic video games. That is, games that had like great graphical presentation, but were just a collection of mini-games. Things like Defender of the Crown, Three Stooges and whatnot. And this is in that sort of vein.
Okay, we got a big greedy bank to fight against.
Second part, big top of fun without money. Hereby agree to the foregoing agreement, notwithstanding the hereafter aforementioned. I just keep expecting all these characters to suddenly explode into gore after the last couple of games, but I don't think this is a gore hound game. Hurry, 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 we gotta save the circus by doing some bullshit.
You seem so unenthused, I love it.
Well, I'm not much for these old PC games. Maybe this one's different.
What? I like that guy.
Yeah, I'll take this beast. We're the cool cat with a drinking problem.
I'm the Big Top Man, and I'm here to say this screen here is really gay. I enjoy that.
Alex, come on. This is the most heterosexual screen on Amiga.
Okay, you're right, you're right.
Now, as is typical with these Cinemaware games, all these games have incredibly complicated and unintuitive control schemes, and if you try to play them without reading the manual, it's not going to go well. Guess what? Guess who hasn't read the manual? Yeah, look at those lats. This guy's built. Let's do it.
Okay, go.
For this one, I think you spin the joystick in order to do these poses. And something is trying to push you away from the tank of water down there, so you have to keep that in mind while doing these stunts.
Clown who's doing it.
No, go, 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 go. Okay, we're gonna do this. I thought we were right on the money.
I thought so too.
If you ask me, I was right on the money, but apparently that's not good enough for Freddy Fazbear. Now judging player one. I see.
$200 though.
Yeah, but we lost our circus gay man.
Well,
there's not going to be a strong gay man for the people to come to see anymore. Should I even see what this next game is? Let's go ahead.
Let's see it.
We're already here at the circus. Just fuck me up. Yeah, $200 for a live execution. Oh, I see. Oops. Why did you... Okay. Alright. Okay, good. No? Huh? Hmm? Huh? Yeah? Alright.
The bomb wasn't good, Danny.
Cool. That's cool. Fiendish Freddy's Big Top of Fun. Just another game in the twisted lineup of Chris Gray and Gray Matter Software. We got one more game to show off on the Amiga before Chris Gray turns his attention to consoles. Chris Gray, like many people, saw gold in them Nar Hills, and them Nar Hills was the NES and Super Nintendo. That's where all the money was, so if you have some game development skills, why not turn it to consoles? But before that, his final game for the Amiga was a game called The Ultimate Ride.
That sounds fake.
A body's been discovered. Thank you, Cartman. As far as I can tell, Chris Gray loves two things. Well, three things. Circuses, helicopters, and this third thing is badass hogs.
Good music, good intro.
Oh, we got some Amiga jams. Good programming, Kevin.
McRae, Rob Anderson, Dan Turner, Digital.
Alright, so this is gonna have like gore or clowns or some combination
No, it's
thereof.
gonna be a normal game. It even said so.
Are you sure?
And it said play normal game. It should be normal.
Alright, if you say so. Show me this motorcycle, please. Collecting information on selected motorcycle. Check this shit out.
That's sick. Danny, that's sick.
Yeah, this is pretty sick. At least interface-wise, you can tell this is a labor of love from people who love motorcycles. So let's see what the game's like. I don't need a name.
You're normal.
I'm the mystery rider. Yeah, they got licensed bikes. That was a Honda. Let's go to the spa in Belgium.
Okay.
Sure, ride. There goes that mystery rider.
Kicking Kev.
Self-tape with the pinball reference. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'll ride. Oh god, we ran him over.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. Alex, this is a polygonal racing game on the Commodore Amiga.
Danny, this is kind of sick.
Look at this shit. Oh, we got gears. How do I shift? How to shift gear on motorcycle. What?
Got 4 attempts left, baby.
Like, it's one of the buttons, right? You gotta, like, fucking... You hold the button and then you push, like, down or up or some shit. I've rode motorcycles before. I know what I'm doing. I'm a badass, actually.
You've got a Harley, and you do these badass rides to Waco, Texas.
Oh, I found the wheelie button.
Oh, good.
I don't think motorcycles are meant to be driven at first gear.
No way, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. It sounds normal. The squeal you hear is a motorcycle being happy with it.
Okay. I could swear that I shifted the second gear during practice, but oh well, here we go. I'm a first gear rider. Other gears don't exist to me.
You don't need them.
Listen to that baby purr.
I'm sorry, your motorcycle sounds like it's got emphysema. It sounds sick.
Yeah, it is sick. I agree. Finally, we agree about something. So, okay, assuming you could get into second, third, and maybe even fourth gear, this would be a very thrilling racer, but as it is, this still looks pretty good. a decent racing game, a nice attempt for the Amiga, a good-looking 3D perspective and whatnot. This Chris Gray and his Gray Matter, they're going places. And the place they're going is the Nintendo Entertainment System. So let's get off our hog and go to New Horizons. So what do you think of the pre-NES era of Gray Matter, Alex?
I love it. It's so different and interesting.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
What games did you like?
I really liked, as weird as it was, I did like the circus game. It was interesting and different.
Yeah, that was of the time. It was in the style of Cinemaware, but it was a good attempt, I thought.
I liked Road Raider and Motor Massacre, and I loved the Evil Pork Factory.
Oh yeah, the pork factory. A lot of pork in there. Was that the goal, just to invade a pork factory?
Yeah, it is.
Is that why the world was destroyed? All right, Alex.
Uh-huh.
It's 1990. The NES has been out for several years, and people see the gravy train stopping into the station. They figure, why not release an NES game? Why not base it on a licensed property? Why not double your sales by releasing it based on something everyone knows?
Okay.
And that's how you end up with a game like Mad Max. Yeah, you'll need to adjust this a little.
Yeah, there we go.
To understand, you must go back when the world was powered by black fuel. For reasons long forgotten, two mighty tribes went to war and touched off a blaze which engulfs them all. Without fuel, they were nothing. Man began to feed on man. The gangs took over the highways, ready to wage war for a tank of gas. In this maelstrom of decay, ordinary men were smashed. Men like Max, a man who wandered out into the wasteland, and it was there, in that blighted place, that he learned to live again.
Shit.
Begin Road War 1. All right, let's go. Oh, we have, is there... No, wait, I turned down the volume, actually. I don't hear volume on our end.
I hear it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just very quiet, I see. So, this is a game where you're in a car, and you drive around, you have some dynamite. You can talk to your friend here. I've only played this game briefly, but what I've noticed is that you're very low on fuel at the beginning, so you do need at least a little bit of fuel. And you push select, and you bring up this Infiltrator-style inventory screen, which actually has several items in common with Infiltrators, so we're starting to see, like, influences from Chris Gray's past work. No, we gotta go to a place.
Okay, where you going?
We gotta go find an opening. We're looking for a building to go into so we can scavenge for resources, but unfortunately, there's a lot of Mad Maxes out there trying to make their mark on this crazy world where you're waging war for a tank of gas or something.
Yeah, it's Gas World, USA.
I've only ever seen Fury Road. Are all the Mad Max movies like that?
I don't know if they're all as good as that. I haven't seen the other Mad Maxes.
Dude,
but
get off my fucking ass! Get out of here! Get out of here!
He needs that gas, honey.
Gas, grass, or ass. No one rides for free. That was the tagline for Mad Max.
The first two movies are really boring. Watch Mad Max 2. Fury Road is basically if Mad Max 2 was improved.
Okay, so what was Mad Max film series-wise in 1990? As far as I know, these were like early 80s movies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was long. It was a little, I wouldn't say dormant, but I wouldn't have picked this license in 1990. It seems
Yeah.
a little...
Maybe this was like a
Yeah.
cheap license to pick up. Or
That's what I'm assuming.
maybe Chris Gray just already had an idea in mind for this. It's like, might as well go with Mad Max. Oh, sick! See that jump?
Good jump.
Thank you. Supposedly there's some buildings out here somewhere. From what I remember of this game, it's just like infinite driving. You're always looking for some place, but never finding much of interest.
Sounds like Mad Max. You ran out of fuel, babe!
And then you run out of fuel. Alright, let's see if we can actually get to a place this time around. Do I still have... okay, I got 1 food and 1 water, so we'll trade that for a tank of gas.
Gas, please.
There are caves, mines, and mines around, and they have different gameplay. But I have no idea how to get there. Hey, there's another one of those sleepy buses!
Yeah, the buses are asleep in this game, just like
Hey.
in Motor Massacre. I says. From what I understand, this is a game a lot of people bounce off of.
I don't blame them.
It's one of those NES games you boot up and you think it's going to be instant action, and it's like, oh no, you gotta work for that gameplay, buddy.
This is a thinking man's Mad Max.
Yeah.
Think Max.
Think Max. I'm think maxing right now. But yeah, ruined world, crazy cars battling each other, sleepy buses.
I do like
Sure,
the sleepy buses.
sure reminds you of something that you've seen before, huh? Maybe Motor Massacre was supposed to be a Mad Max game all along.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, it seems inspired by his Road Massacre game for sure.
Okay, just blow up those rocks. It's fine. Well, I made my way back to the beginning. Is there like a map or some shit? I tested this and I did find a building eventually, but I forgot where it was. I'm gonna reset.
Okay.
Let's do it right this time. Okay, Road War 1, the way it should be.
Okay.
Just gonna avoid all conflict. Gonna buy my tank of gas.
Gas, please. Like a less fun version of Road Massacre. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's less action. You don't have guns, or at least to start with. You just have dynamite. Which, that's fine, but you have a limited amount to blow up these obstacles with, and when you run out, I think you're just shit out of luck.
Leave Danny's car alone! Oh my god!
Leave me alone, I'm trying to run a stream here. I don't think there's anything that way. I think it's in the northeast.
Okay.
We're gonna head northeast. That's where all the good gas is. Look for little enclaves, because there might be buildings about.
Alright, I'm looking for enclaves.
So, who likes this game? I want to hear from you. What's good about this?
You have to check the walls.
Check the walls, eh?
Sorry, I'm a don't make things hard for me gamer. I'm like, just tell me where to go.
I'm just like, man, I'd go even further. I'd say just make the game something you can play to begin with, something you don't have to work for, you know? We got a lot more games to get to, so I'm about ready to give up on this, but I want to give it one last attempt, because eventually you do get to a second gameplay segment. Chris Gray loves his multimodal games, we know
He
that.
does! He really does!
That's what you call value. That's the Bayou Billy proposition. More games equals more better. That's what Bayou Billy says.
Bayou Billy says more. Oh, there's a
Oh, hey! Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Hey,
And look
this
at
is
this.
Road Massacre!
And look at this. Yeah, I knew that this was in the game, but I didn't know that this was also part of Motor Massacre. So
Motor
seeing that
Massacre.
in real time, I was like, oh my god, it's just Mad Max. They just remade that game, but with a license attached to it. Chris Gray, you sneaky bastard. I gotta admire him for it.
You gotta hand it to him.
You gotta hand it to Chris Gray. He knows how to make a formula work. Now, there's all sorts of shit you can find in these buildings, mostly keys, and resources, and gas. We found gas! Let's drink it!
Danny, no.
That's what the movies are like, right? Gas turns people into superhumans, so that's why they want it.
No. They want the gas because they live in a car. Because even after the apocalypse, the car culture has not died.
Oh. I guess I wasn't paying attention during Fury Road. Do these... Yeah, those are still... They're still bottomless pits. Cool. Excellent. So, alright, Mad Max, most people think of it as a shitty NES game, and it is. But also, at first, it was a less shitty Amiga game, so there's some context for you right there. Also released in 1990, this was a game I didn't know existed until I found a card at Funko Land when they were clearing out their NES games. I was like, no way this is real. This is like some homemade shit, right? This is Dirty Harry. Bring up that footage.
Make my day.
Oh, he speaks. There's those gray matter jams.
Oof.
Their Amiga hot jams chops didn't transfer over to the NES, I found.
No.
Has anyone in the world beaten this game aside from Macaw45? I've seen him do it. That was an incredible stream. Alright, let's play Dirty Harry.
Can I say something?
What?
Should have stayed on the Amiga.
Yeah. So in this game, you're Dirty Harry, and you have to go around into all these buildings. Yeah, okay. And you're searching for stuff. In order to break things, you have to hold up and push B for your kick. And for these boxes on the ground, you push A and B together to jump. That's right, jump is A and B at the same time. Like all the best platformers. Ow! God. Just wanted to join the party. Oh yeah, there's like eels or snakes, I guess. So you go around collecting all this seemingly useless bullshit, but it all goes in your infiltrator style inventory.
Oh, hey!
And eventually you do find a use for it. I got to the point where I was able to beat this first level at some point. Like,
Wow.
you have to go into the sewer and unlock all these doors, and there's like a sewer man in his sewer machine.
A sewer man, huh?
Yeah, it's like it looks like a UFO or some shit. It's really weird. I don't know if the Dirty Harry movies are actually like that.
Chat, did Dirty Harry have a sewer man? I actually haven't seen any of the Dirty Harry movies.
So from what I can tell, this is a combination of Chris Gray's previous games. You got the crooked cop sort of deal from Technocop. You got the inventory from Infiltrator.
You just blew away Johnny Bravo, man.
Well, he shouldn't have jumped out of that dresser drawers. And if there's one thing people remember from this game, and they've mentioned it in chat a few times, it's the ha-ha-ha room. Because this game is exploration-based, right? You gotta go around in all these buildings, finding all these inventory items in order to progress. You want to go everywhere, right? Eventually you find a room, and the door locks behind you and is replaced with the words ha-ha-ha, which means it's a trick. You can't escape from it, you're soft-locked, you gotta reset. Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
Developers literally laughing at you for wanting to play the video game normally. Music's popping off a little. Yeah, Shades of Alf in Alf's joke book. All the best games have, like, tricks and game overs. Oh, there's a sewer entrance. Oh, right, we need a flashlight to explore down here. God damn it. So, it's a combination adventure game, action game, platformer, Technocop-like. Whatever you want to call it, Dirty Harry is that and more. And it sucks fucking ass, let me tell you.
It looks like it kind of sucks ass.
Before anyone knew about this game, when I found that cartridge at Funko Land and I played it, I was like, has anyone ever played this? I've never heard anyone talk about this. And it wasn't until many years later, a few brave souls streamed it. And they confirmed that, yeah, this sucks. This is really bad. Like, it's really ambitious. It has its roots in better games on Amiga and C64, but oh my god. It could not have gone worse for poor Dirty Harry.
Who's that cool guy?
Oh yeah, you gotta fucking... What do you do here? You need his clothes. Yeah, okay. So, remember that big guy who punched me before?
Yeah.
I can go back there and go into that building.
Okay.
Because I'm dressed cool now. I'm not done with this. Let me show you one other cool thing about this game.
Okay, what is it?
So there's 3 levels. This is a very short game, and they made up for that by making it literally impossible. let's show off the final level very briefly. The password is bird. You take your speedboat, which Dirty Harry owns, to this place filled with people with guns.
Okay. I mean, Dirty Harry encounters a lot of people with guns. That's kind of his MO.
True, true.
And then he uses his gun. He is very pro-gun. He loves gun.
He loves gun?
He really loves gun. Have you seen the Dirty Harry movies?
No.
Oh.
I didn't know this guy was a gun fan.
How could I?
Whee! He really hurt his ankles there.
It's okay. He can use his gun to help his ankles. He can use his gun as a stabilizer for his ankle.
I was dead there and waiting to respawn, and while I was waiting to stand back up, they shot me. I don't know if that affected my health. It probably did. I've only ever seen from a scene from one of the Dirty Harry movies where, like, he's running away from a little RC car. Am I crazy? What? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Chat, is there a Dirty Harry where Dirty Harry is menaced by an RC car?
Like, they're in a full-size car and they're being chased by this tiny RC car and they're like, oh shit.
Yes, that's in the Deadpool, which
Yeah.
is the Dirty Harry movie that has Jim Carrey in it.
Cool. Anyway, this is where I stopped playing. You get to this point where you need precision platforming in a game where the jumps suck and you push A and B to jump. And there's grappling hook mechanics.
Oh, I don't like this.
There's all these randomly falling boulders. You can't tell what you can step on and what you can't in the background. You just kind of get lucky. Like, oh, this is a good run so far, actually. We might actually do this. Ooh. No, I couldn't make
No.
that. And it just goes like that. It starts you over at the beginning every time you fail. So you just kind of have to memorize where the footholds are. And eventually you decide to play a different game if you're anything like me.
Yeah, no, saying.
Fucking God. I do enjoy this just by being such a miserable game in every possible way. Like, wow. I could see what you were doing with these really ambitious gameplay styles and item management and adventure game elements, but it just did not come together whatsoever. And even people who like this sort of thing, people who like Dirty Harry, I don't think they like this game. Well, that's Dirty Harry.
That's Dirty Harry.
That is Chris Gray's lineup for 1990, The Ultimate Ride for Amiga, Mad Max, and Dirty Harry. But things are about to pick up in 1991 as he got the biggest license possible for his biggest game to date. Alex, this is a game I have a personal connection with.
Okay.
Captain Planet, The Planeteers.
So what's your connection?
When I was a little child, I went over to a neighbor kid's house, and he had rented this game. I knew he had a Nintendo. I knew he had a bunch of games I'd never seen or played before, so I was like, hell yeah, let's go play Nintendo. And he insisted on playing this. He was like, we rented this, we're going to play this, and we're going to have fun with this. As far as I knew, all Nintendo games were great. I was like, cool, let's do it.
Oh.
But what we got was this. The controls in this ship are incredibly momentum-based. They're quite shitty, to use a professional term. And for a very small child and his very small friend, this game was literally impossible. We spent literally more than an hour trying to beat this level. Like, he was convinced that I was better than him at games, so, like, he was really upset that I wasn't able to do it. To the point where he started crying.
Oh my god.
This game made a little kid cry as his friend desperately tried over and over to beat this level. So I was sitting here with this miserable game with its miserable soundscape and miserable gameplay as my friend down the street was huddled in the corner crying his poor eyes out. And I was like, I have to make this better. I have to beat this level. What's wrong with me? This is a video game. I have to do this.
Danny, that's so sad.
It was okay though, because the kid had a little dog. The dog was cool. I like petting that dog.
Oh, okay.
And after an hour of playing this, I discovered I was also very allergic to that dog.
Oh no.
So I started wheezing And my memory of that that particular trip to that kid's house was playing this game for an hour, him crying, and then me just being like on the bathroom floor of his house wheezing. So I had to call my mom and be like, can I go home? Can you pick me up? This is like the worst moment of my life up to this point.
Oh my god.
And that's how that went. That was a really cool bad memory, courtesy of Chris Gray and Gray Matter.
Dude, does everyone have bad memories of Chris Gray games?
I think it's universal, yeah. That's
'Cause
something
I
that
have my
ties us
own,
together
I
as
think.
gamers. Do you?
Well,
Let me show off the different weapons in this game as
Okay.
you explain your terrible memories.
oh no, never mind. I thought they did I thought they did Family Dog. I guess not.
Oh yeah, you have bad
I have,
Family Dog
I have a
memories.
very bad memory of Family
God
Dog.
damn it.
Actually, I'm looking through their games list. I bounced off of a lot of these games, so this is nice. I don't have the pain of a Gray Matter story. I lucked out.
Look at this weapon. You just throw rocks.
And you like that? Do you like? You got rocks.
Anyway, this is based off a TBS animated series that was all like pro ecology, looters and polluters, fuck you, or whatever. It had these 5 kids with different rings with different powers, and at least those are reflected in the game. Like you can, here's the power of heart.
No.
Yeah, mostly you just want to use the firepower. But I look at this game and I think about the moments I associate with this game, and I'm like, video games actually do have the ability to hurt people. It's true.
Okay.
It's a valuable thing I learned. We all had to learn it at some point, and this was the point I learned it with Captain Planet, the Planeteers. Let's, I actually want to show off a different level. I
Okay,
want to
cool.
see, I've only ever seen that first level of the game with the background of my young friend crying. But supposedly there's a different sort of gameplay to this. Let's enter a password. Hey, finding out I'm allergic to animal dander was also quite valuable.
It was. You need to learn that sometime if you're allergic.
Alright, a level no one has ever seen. Oh, we're gonna do it!
Water, heart, fire powers combined. Come on. Yeah, there he is.
He's looking good! Oh, now he looks like shit.
Mhm.
You couldn't at least make the music less dour? Like, you ever listen to Mario? Zelda? Those kinds of, like, upbeat, happy tunes to make you not regret your life?
Yeah, this is really ominous. I love it. It's evil.
I think if these games had better, like, less incompetent music at least, they would be less depressing.
Okay, chat's mentioning that the Wheeler action figure that they made, there was one that had real sparking action on it, which is... Danny, do you remember when toys used to have sparking action?
Oh, yeah!
I had a Barbie whose roller skates would do that, and my mom was like... My mom thought it was so funny. She's like, what happens if you roll this over paper? And she had, like, water with her. It didn't catch on fire. But
Oh, okay.
It made a little... The thing is, the sparks would leave little marks on the table whenever I ran her over it, so I wasn't allowed to play with it.
The planet's dying, Cloud.
Makes me very sad, Planeteers.
Well, I finally saw level 2 of Captain Planet and the Planeteers. I hope that, that eases the pain of that kid's memory of this Captain Planet or whatever. For this to be the only game that Gray Matter put out in 1991 is kind of incredible. Like, they must have saw this as like a slam dunk license. Like, oh, it's animated, it's about ecology. We're getting in on the zeitgeist with this one. Well, Chris Gray, you were wrong about the zeitgeist.
You were wrong, Chris Gray.
The year is 1992, and we have a few more NES games coming up from Chris Gray and Gray Matter. Let's play the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. We're starting to get really dank, like really quick. But this one, I think this one might surprise you.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
How will this surprise me?
Well, hang on.
Okay. Indiana Jones, why do you look like that?
Well, Alex, there was this trend in the 90s of babyfying popular properties.
Okay, that's true. We had Tiny Toons and Muppet Babies.
Yeah, Tiny Toons, Muppet Babies, and Indiana Jones. And there was this short-lived TV series called The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. And this was, it was kind of a big failure from what I remember.
I
There was-
remember it being a big failure, too.
There was like one episode, right? I mean, like one season. Well, so far, I gotta say, these cutscenes are above the standard of Chris Gray software. And this gameplay,
Why
like,
is this good?
it has good pacing, it's punchy, it feels good to jump and run around and whip things. So what the fuck, right?
Yeah, actually.
Well, I looked up the credits for this game on Moby Games, and it turns out that Chris Gray and Gray Matter Software are only credited with design. Like, they were in charge of deciding what this game should be, and another company, that being Jalico,
Oh!
decided to do all the programming and implementation of that design. So in reality, this game is developed by people who had previous work on games like Pizza Pop and Ninja Jajamaru-kun, and therefore it's competent. Look at this, it's got fun little set pieces, like you can push a boulder down a hill. There's just a kind of punchiness to this game, the jumping and control mechanics that all the Gray Matter games for NES just completely lacked at this point. And to see this game be so different really throws it into sharp relief just how different they are.
Okay, I'm glad other people feel the same way about the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. I saw it, and it always, you know what it made me feel like? It always made me feel like it was gonna be like, God, like, you know Hercules?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like it had that vibe to it, just that syndicated show,
Yeah.
but, like, not good.
Yeah. Proxy Glitch Cat, thank you for the
you.
sub. God damn it.
68 months. Come for the license, stay for the shocking competence.
Yeah, playing this and putting together this stream, I was like, oh yeah, this game's competent and it feels good to play. What's the deal? And looking up the credits just completely, it makes it obvious, like, they weren't in charge of the programming or implementation, they just designed the thing. And even for a low-tier Famicom developer like Jalico, like, still leagues better than anything Gray Matter would make on their own. I'm no good at this game, have you noticed?
Yeah, it looks a little bit tough.
Personally, I like the version of this game on our retro game handheld that replaced Young Indiana Jones with Buster Bunny.
Oh yeah, I like that. He had to fight Pancho Villa. That was cool.
Yeah, he's all like, hey, I'm Indiana Jones. And so, okay, Gray Matter can design games. As long as they're programmed by other people, they can still be good. Maybe they have a good experience in other categories as well. While we're here, let's very quickly take a look at WWF King of the Ring, which Gray Matter did not develop, but look at that credit down there. Art by Gray
art.
Matter. So they were a contractor studio who worked for other companies when they like didn't have an internal art department or something, so let's see what kind of art they can come up with.
Okay, that looks like. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
I guess. Do we really need to hire do we need to hire someone to come up with this art? Not to shit talk. I can't do pixel art. I'm no pixel artist, but that's the Undertaker. You. All right, let's do the Undertaker. I was thinking maybe the actual sprites would look better, but kind of no. Not really. They just look like they're cut from the Dirty Harry game. So, good idea, Chris Gray, positioning your company as being like an outsourced studio for art assets, but also, could you have found someone who could draw? I don't.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. Maybe my standards are too high. Maybe
They are.
Maybe he just hired his friend from high school who did some really good doodles in his notebook. It was like, buddy, I got a job for you here in Canada. We're gonna make art for the wrestling game. Boy, this game looks like dog do.
Yeah, this art's not so great.
Well, it being an LJN game, it probably didn't pay very well, so they probably
Yeah.
put in just the amount of effort they were paid for, which is to say very little. That's just what it's like for a contractor studio. You got to take what business you can get, and positioning yourself as an art outsourcing studio was a pretty good idea. I'll give them that. Maybe not where their company was headed, though. Where their company was headed was the Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo, huh?
Yeah, there was this Super Nintendo that had double the bits, 16-bit instead of 8-bit. They called it the Super NES in some regions.
Well, with, I guess, some more bits, maybe better games?
About that.
Yeah.
There would be more games.
That's
There would be
good.
a lot more games. In fact, this would be the most active period of Gray Matter's entire existence. But they only had one Super Nintendo game coming out in 1992. They were ramping up. They were still doing their remaining contract work for NES. But they had one game on the back burner that they managed to put out for the Super Nintendo in 1992. So this was very shortly after the system was released. And there was a good chance that you might have rented or played this at a point. Alex, I regret to say we're about to play James Bond Jr.
Da-na-na-na-na.
I guess you've seen it?
Yes. I've...
Oh, we gotta turn this up. Designed by Chris Gray. From what I've seen, Chris Gray never did graphics or music. He only did programming or design. It looks like he was only on design in this one. Hey, no spoilers.
Okay.
We'll get to it. So like we were just saying, there was that trend of de-aging popular characters like the Looney Tunes, Indiana Jones, and
James
now James
Bond.
Bond. A crap game, shaken, not stirred. Thank you, Cartman.
Warfield Academy. Oh my god, that tree. That tree looks like shit. I'm sorry. Have you heard the news, James? The agent of scum has stolen a priceless statue from one of the students here at Warfield. From what I can understand, the statue can be used to open up a long-lost temple which contains golden artifacts.
Golden artifacts, you
You can't
say?
let the scum get away with this. They'll use the gold to fund their evil plans. You must stop scum at once. You'll need some special tools for your trip, James. Your mini-copter is armed with missiles and bombs, and due course, I should have some other goodies for you.
Yeah, NES James Bond Jr., not a bad game, actually, but it's not a Gray Matter game, so of course it's better than this one.
I undershield attached once in the temple. You may run into some nasty, so I came up with a snake charm electro flute.
So this is Q, right? Like, what's his name?
I don't remember. I really don't remember much about James Bond Jr. other than the intro.
Do they call him, like, R?
They call him,
Oh, that's some Captain Planet art. P. Oh, was it IQ?
IQ. That's good.
He is tough. Alright, let's play this thing.
I hope IQ back my suntan lotion.
They actually called him IQ. Who are these Noid-looking motherfuckers?
I love the Noids. They're members of Scum, Danny.
Imagine getting beaten by James Bond Jr. Not James Bond, but his shitty son.
God, I would hate that.
His fail son. Oh, I'm about to play James Bond Jr. I'm playing James Bond Jr., Alex.
Okay, Sepusai, the show came on when it was time for the school bus to arrive in the morning. So James Bond Jr. as a franchise gives you anxiety. I like that.
Hate the idea of associating cartoons or other things with going to school. That's never a good thing. Hey,
Okay.
bye. And then it turns into Captain Planet. The controls are bad in the same way that they are for Captain Planet. Your plane is quite floaty and difficult to control because of momentum. But hey, at least Chris Gray is going back to his original love of helicopter-based gameplay. Now, there's a streamer here on Twitch by the name of Jigge. He does a series called James Bond, where he's playing through every game in the game, the James Bond series. And I saw him try to finish this level for at least an hour. I don't know if he ever actually did, but just watching him try and try and try and never get anywhere, it was it was cathartic, I guess, because I'd tried and I couldn't get anywhere, and he's played a lot of really shitty, tough games and beaten them. So I guess in some way, if you're looking for a challenge, this might be the game for you.
The James Bond Jr. Challenge.
This level goes on forever. It's super tough. You can die at a moment's notice and then just go all the way back to the beginning. It's pretty cool.
So James Bond Jr. is evil then?
Yeah. This has the same evil energy as Captain Planet on NES. And I feel a kinship with the kids who rented this and were disappointed. You can die, you can fly, you can stretch up high. I'd rather play James Bond than this. Where's James Bond Jr.?
Adam, you had to use the Game Genie when you play. I don't blame anyone for using Game Genie.
Yeah,
on
this
bad
game's
boy.
fucking impossible.
It's
It's
mean.
so tough. He just liked making children cry. That's the impression you'd get, right? From seeing these games and not knowing any of the history, but like he had some ingenuity and creativity with his first few games, and then the consoles came.
Yeah, important note. James Bond Jr. is not James Bond's son, nor is it a young James Bond. It is James Bond's nephew. In fact, the song mentions that he learned the game from his Uncle James. So there you go.
So this level never ends. I could try for the next hour to clear this level, and it just wouldn't happen. But I do want to see at least one more level of this game, so let's put in a password. I gotta warn you, we're about to play level 2, and you're about to hear the song that plays during level 2.
Okay.
This song is an earworm in the sense that it's kind of like an audio parasite. This will arrive in your brain completely unbidden at the worst possible moments, and I'm sorry to have put it in there.
I'm excited. Let's go. Let me turn the audio up for all our fans. I don't like that guy.
I love to hate this song. I don't know what I feel about this song, but it's a very strong emotion. Maybe it's an emotion I've never felt before that I can't really put into words.
So Chris Gray is making me feel an emotion you've never felt.
Yeah, like all great art. As long as you
Okay.
feel something, it's successful. Oh, he got eaten by a snake. In my mind, this is the ultimate definition of Casio core. Like, they put on one of those predefined riffs and just started, like, noodling over it. Doot, 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 doot.
This fucking game, I'm sorry.
And this being out in 92, and a lot of kids having a Super Nintendo and not many games to play for it, a lot of kids probably played this, or at least rented it. I feel for those kids. Some of those kids are watching right now.
Did anybody in chat, did any of y'all actually, aside, like, watch the James Bond Jr. show? Because I never did, because I thought it was corny and it below me. I was really, like, I was a snooty child when it came to cartoons I would watch.
I don't think I'd put it, like, below me, but I think I had, like, the same impression. Like, oh, they're just trying to cash in on kids'
Yeah.
media or whatever. Growing up in the 90s made you really jaded. But, like, for good reason, right? Because they were making shit like James Bond Jr. And then someone paid Chris Gray, like, $5 to make a Super Nintendo game based on it.
Feltemp, you watched the show because you kept expecting it to get better. I get that.
I ended up watching a lot of Captain Planet for the same reason, and it never got better either.
Upon rewatch of Captain Planet, I realized that Captain Planet baked my brains in any way. One of the villains is just a rat man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just a giant rat man.
There's a guy named Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
There's like the big fat guy, Pigsley or whatever.
Hawkish Greedley.
Yeah,
sorry.
Hawkish Greedley.
I was a huge Captain Planet fan. I loved Captain Planet. I don't know why, but it was my absolute favorite. And then I started watching because I thought it was corny. It was an ironic watch for me at one point.
Oh my god, your first ironic watch. A major moment in every child's development. I guess a lot of that is related, and a lot of it is really reflected in something like James Bond Jr. for the Super Nintendo. You rented it because it was there. You watched it because it was there. That's James Bond Jr. Well, Alex, things have been pretty slow for Gray Matter Software up until this point. Let me summarize their releases. 84, Boulder Dash. 85, Whirly Nerd. 86, Infiltrator. And up until that point, there was like 1 or 2 games a year, right? 88, 2 games. 89, 1 game. 1990, 3 games. That was their biggest year so far. 91, just the one. 92, 2 games and art assets for King of the Ring. 93 saw the release of 6 games from Gray Matter.
Okay.
This is when they really, really, really ramped it up. They decided now is the point. Now we have to attack. We have to make these games. So let's start with the Incredible Crash Dummies. It's the year of Gray, baby. Oh, there's those Gray Matter jams I know and love.
Oh boy, we got LJN.
Yeah, they've jumped into bed with LJN. Oh, new logo.
I do like the new logo.
The Crash Dummies were kind of scary. Like,
Yeah.
so for those who, you can turn this up a
Oh
little
yeah, I
bit.
can turn it. Yeah, it was the...
For those of you who weren't American children in the 90s, there was these public safety advertisements that aired during cartoons of these live-action people in crash dummy costumes getting in horrible accidents and being, like, dismembered and stuff. And it would be like, don't be a dummy, buckle your safety belt.
Hey, I always buckle my seatbelt, and
And that was so popular, it inspired a line of toys that would become dismembered comically, and a cartoon. And then there was a video game. So this whole property is based on the idea of being dismembered as a result of horrible car accidents. What a great premise.
I guess it's really funny because crash test dummies are real dummies.
Yeah, they use them to test out cars, and like that was a good way to teach how car accidents could really fuck you up, so you gotta buckle your safety belt.
Okay, they had this in the UK? Yes, good.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
I'm glad we share this bit of culture. Yeah, there was all these toys, like there's cars that they would launch out of and fall to pieces. I don't think I ever watched the cartoon. Nor did I ever rent this game. But boy, what a game this is. The first dismemberment type game, it's true. It's innovative. I lost my head for a second. I imagine just all the jokes in the show are like that.
I can remember, I can imagine kids. I never had any crash test dummy toys as a kid, but I can imagine kids would love this shit. They had crumpling car toys? That's sick. That's actually sick.
There we go. Well, I'll give him this. There's an element of whimsy in the sound design, so at least it's not horribly depressing.
Oh my god, you're just a torso!
And the whole dismemberment thing is an actual gameplay mechanic. Like, the controls don't change, you just, like, you have no legs after a point. In a way, this is a predecessor to Mr. Bones. In another way, this fucking sucks. This game's bad. I feel bad for any kid who played this. This is all there is. You run to the right. You try not to lose all your body parts.
Don't lose your head.
Oh, there go all my bones. Mr. Bones much better than this. Let me just put that out there.
Listen, we all know that if this featured the band members of the Crash Test Dummies,
Weren't they Canadian?
were they?
Is that a link to Canada? Do you think the members of Crash Test Dummies ever played the Crash Test Dummies game by Grey Matter?
I hope they did. They were not from Canada. Okay.
Oh, where did I get that idea then? I don't know.
The music.
Maybe I just wanted them to be.
Crash Test Dummies. Okay, they are Canadian? Oh, who knows? Who knows anymore?
Jury's still out. Any members of Crash Test Dummies watching the stream
Yeah,
right now?
inform us.
Also, how does it feel for that one Weird Al parody of your song to be much more popular than the song itself? What was that called? Like Headline News or something?
Yeah. I don't know. I heard that song a lot. Like, not Headline News, but the Crash Test Dummies, like, song.
Yeah, that was on the radio all the time. Once there was this girl who... Something, I don't remember the song.
And she got all fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
And they said that it really sucks. Don't you know it sucks when you're all fucked up?
Wow, you know all the words.
Okay, I totally do. Okay, they are from Winnipeg. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay. So they are Canadian. I was about to call them Canadian freaks. That's not nice.
So there we go. The first of 6 Grey Matter games released in 1993.
Let's go.
Number 2. Of course they made a Ren and Stimpy game. Of course they did. THQ went Ren and Stimpy crazy on the Super Nintendo. They contracted out 4 studios to make 4 separate games. They had Argonaut, the Star Fox makers, make a horrible game called Fire Dogs. They had Sculptured Software make one. They had Imagineering make one. So whatever won the patron poll, we would end up playing a Ren and Stimpy game no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
That was the trick behind this week's poll.
Evil.
And then they had Grey Matter make a game called Vidiots. Just 4. Did we need 4?
Yes.
I know it was popular, but 4 from 4 different studios? And arguably, this is the worst one. Oh, I remember this one. So in this episode, Ren pretends to be a rat, and Stimpy pretends to be a cat who wants to be hired to catch the rat.
Mm-hmm.
And antics ensue. And the second half of the episode is Stimpy putting Ren into his mouth and grinding his teeth against him for, like, seemingly hours.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It's all coming back to you now, huh?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'll give them this. They replicate the visual style really, really well.
Yeah, this is the best graphics I've ever seen in one of their console games, for real.
The gameplay, the worst. This is awful. It's no Captain Planet. It's no Dirty Harry. It's still not anything you really want to play. Hey, Ren.
Hey, Ren.
Ooh, I'm doing pretty good, actually. Anyone rent any of these games? I rented the Genesis game, Stimpy's Invention.
Mm-hmm.
That was made by Sega of America, so it wasn't that bad. Stimpy, come on.
Stimpy, leave me alone.
Stimpy, you're being extremely unserious right now.
Stimpy, we're on stream.
What if Ren and Stimpy were streamers?
Please don't give anyone any ideas.
John K., we're waiting on your call.
No! No, we are not!
We're gonna screen that call.
I was going to say, you answer the phone for that one.
I don't know. I see an exciting partnership in our future.
Absolutely not. No. No. Ban Danny indeed.
There's a lot to say about Ren and Stimpy. I'm not gonna bother. They did have their own adult party cartoon on Spike TV at some point, and they made 4 entire episodes. You think we're due for a comeback on the whole adult animation thing again?
I think so.
Has it been long enough?
I've seen revivals of adult animation from the 2010s. Like that one Mafia series is having a revival on Twitter.
Cool.
Yeah, forget about it. Like, no, there's a real.
Can we have?
happening.
Oh, can we have a Retro Pals adult animated cartoon?
Okay, yes.
Can we get Gary the Rat on there? Can we get Stripperella?
Is it gonna be like a Spike animation reunion show?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, we both died. That's Ren and Stimpy, VD. It's not good. It's not good, folks. Luckily, the next game's got to be better because it's based on a beloved movie property. A movie at this point was pretty old, but a recent sequel had really lit up the box office, so to speak. So they decided to go back to the 80s original with The Terminator. Piffo the Bear adult party cartoon.
Okay, yes. Mindscape presents.
The hits, they don't stop coming. Oh yeah, the Max. And MTV's The Head, remember that?
Oh, that was good.
This one, I don't think they credited Gray Matter. They're just like, yeah, Mindscape made this. Don't worry about the actual developers, it's not important. And I know I've said this before about many of Gray Matter's games, but this game is literally impossible. You can't convince me that anyone has beaten this game. The first level goes on forever, and you just cannot make any progress whatsoever, but I'm gonna try.
Nice pecs.
Yeah, Mindscape, Bethesda, Gray Matter, all the big names working together. Oh, here we are. What do you think of our gun sound effect?
It sounds like someone plunking a wire. It sounds like someone jumping on a futuristic trampoline.
I want to point
this is
out.
bad.
I want to point out there were good Terminator games back then. The Genesis Terminator game, pretty good. RoboCop vs. Terminator for Genesis, also pretty good. The Super Nintendo RoboCop vs. Terminator, not that great, but still way better than this. Good news, if this level looks fun, there's at least 5 solid minutes of running to the right ahead of you. So boot this up right now and you might finish this game by the end of the year. I didn't even see that. It sucks because eventually this game supposedly makes you go back in time like in the movies, and there's like a part that takes place in the 80s. I've never seen it. Maybe no one has. You can be as careful as you want. You can be as, you can try and practice this. You can try and 1cc this. You're not going to do it. And it's not because of lack of skill, actually. It's because at some point your brain is like, dude, stop. You could be doing literally anything else. Go look at the wall for a while. At least you won't be playing the Terminator for Super Nintendo.
God, I feel that way about certain things. Shows, TV in particular.
Yeah. Like, you're making yourself a worse person by playing more of this.
Yeah.
I call it the family dog effect. And man, Gray Matter, they were ahead of their time in perfecting the family dog effect. You notice how I'm spending way less time with their famous games as opposed to their Amiga stuff?
That's because the Amiga stuff was more interesting and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But a lot
really
more
liked
people
it.
played these is the problem.
Yeah. They don't see Gray Matter's computer output. They just see this. Sorry, the soundscape is making me do an exasperated sigh.
This passed through, assuming multiple people. At this point, Gray Matter was building up to be 75 employees strong. And probably at least a dozen of them looked at this and they were like, okay, yeah, we can ship this. Sure. I don't know, we got 6 games to put out this year. Do we have time to make this better? Absolutely not. I like when the audio overlaps and just kind of overdrives itself. Ooh, health. Okay, we can actually make some progress this time.
Okay.
You do need to get health pickups in this game, because you just constantly take damage. Look at this, we're in new territory.
Okay, you're doing good. You're a real Terminator.
Love
Yeah.
to slow down.
Going through the Amiga stuff didn't feel like time itself was physically slowing down. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh. I don't want to spend more time with this. I feel like I'm making myself a less person a less fun person and a less of a person by playing this. So before I become fully depersonified, let's move on. To Wayne's World.
I don't know why that sigh was wistful.
Oh, Wayne's World. First video game based off a Saturday Night Live sketch? Maybe? Possibly?
Wasn't there a Blues Brothers game before this?
Oh, never mind. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Blues Brothers walked so Wayne's World could run. Alright, we gotta start this shit.
Oh, man.
We gotta play this video game.
No, we don't.
Sounds like they were pitched down. Wayne's World. So, this is a Saturday Night Live sketch where a couple of dudes in their basement record a public access show. It was kind of funny. And then
Yeah,
they
it's
made a
fine.
couple of movies based on it, which were actually pretty good. I like those movies.
Thank you, Carmen, for the 100 bits. Good game? Not.
Yeah, they would do shit like this. Because, you know, public access.
Public
Good.
access rocks.
Good Dana Carvey face.
Yeah.
The top 10 worst video games we played at Noah's Arcade. Regarding Henry, the video game. Bix World of Goop. Adventures of the Potato People. Toxic Timmy the Nuclear Knob. Sputnik, the Boll Weevil, at number 6.
I thought Sputnik was kind of cool. Nah.
Gord's Funtime Checkers. Supersonic the Lime Tick. Toxic Timmy 2. Slob and Goober. And at number 1, it's...
Wayne's World.
It's Wayne's World, yeah. Xantar the Gelatinous Cube. It was Bucket. How were there so many
Kaboom.
Wayne's World games? There was a Game Boy game. There was an NES game. They ported this one to Genesis. Everyone got to enjoy Wayne's World.
It felt oogie. Cool.
Anyway, let's get to the game. How do you make Wayne's World into a video game? Well, you make it look like this.
Excellent.
Can I just like... No, we gotta play it at least a little bit. You're Wayne, you have a guitar, it sounds like shit. You actually have a big wind-up whenever you do a jumping attack. It really interferes with your ability to play. Everything hurts you, you have very limited life. And best of all these levels are gigantic and maze-like.
Yeah, that's what I hate the most about this game, is the maze-like levels.
Excellent.
I'm pretty sure we ranked this.
We did rank this. This is sub Bubsy for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, we got a swing power up. That implies an erection.
Oh.
You see, because it's like, you know,
Yeah, yeah. and
the
they
the,
thrust
the
their
penis.
penises forward.
Some things don't translate to the world of video games, but they tried anyway. I will say, this isn't as depression core as Grey Matter's other games. You don't feel quite as depressed playing this as you would playing Captain Planet or James Bond Jr., but it's close.
Graphically, it's better than those other games. This is better looking than James Bond Jr. for sure.
Meow? Who's meowing? Oh, it's a flying turd? Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Hey Alex, this game's pretty cool. Not!
Oh! Fucking owned Wayne's World.
Got him.
How will they recover? Uh-oh.
Oh! The swing is a screen clearing bomb.
Okay. Okay.
You never see Mario thrust his dick and say swing.
You don't.
Not anymore, anyway. Fucking
No.
Nintendo.
Huh.
That's all I want to see of Wayne's World. That's all I want to see of Wayne's World. That game is impossibly long. There's so many levels and so many different backgrounds. You fight Elvis in one of the levels for some reason, and the cutscenes are bad. The game is bad. It's just a bad time all around. Don't play Wayne's World.
Done.
Oh, I actually skipped a game, but we need to liven things up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's lighten up. They did one Sega CD game, technically. And by which I mean they did the art and cutscenes. You know how they were outsourced for art on WWF King of the Ring?
Mm-hmm.
They did the cutscenes for one particular Sega CD video game that I'm a big fan of. So let's check that out. That's right, Grey Matter was contracted to do the cutscenes for The Amazing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin. And if you've seen those cutscenes, right now you're like, oh, okay. Hey, I know this song.
Okay.
So Sega's USA Sound team, headed up by a guy named Spencer Nielsen, and he was hired to make a supergroup of talented musicians in order to make Sega CD soundtracks. And he was like, put me in touch with Mr. Big. So they got the singer and the guitarist from Mr. Big to do the soundtrack for this game. And the guitarist also did some tracks for Sonic CD.
Take no. Oh.
Oh, no, come on.
No, we don't get to hear it.
Video game. We didn't get to bring home the bacon. Anyway, let's see those cutscenes.
Okay, let's go.
Swing time. Now there's a video game. All right, here's the kind of cutscenes that Grey Matter produces.
These are the New York offices of the Daily Bugle, where young Peter Parker is employed as a freelance photographer. Peter's work on his large daily newspaper has brought him into contact with some of the more unsavory characters that roam the streets of the city.
Boy, what an ugly bunch. The nastiest batch of criminals in the world, and New York's got them. Lucky thing, they've also got Spider-Man.
Only Peter's wife, Mary Jane, knows his extraordinary secret.
Hi,
That
Mary.
he is not merely the pleasant and conventional young man he seems.
Mary Jane.
Hi, Tiger.
He looks like James Bond Jr.
Hi, honey. What's up?
I was just on my way to the studio to tape today's episode.
He
of
does look
Secret
like James
Hospital.
Bond Jr.
Thought I'd stop by and get a kiss. If you're not too busy, of course.
Now there's something I'm never too busy for.
The way she pulled away was just kind of like
See you then.
uncanny.
Yep. See you tonight. That woman. What the? She's being attacked.
People saying
When
this is
trouble
CDI core.
arises,
Yeah.
as so often, Peter Parker is no longer
Peter
just
Parker
an
gives the
ordinary
dampest kisses.
newspaper photographer,
So
but
wet.
something else entirely. Something with the strength, endurance, and power of
Looks like it's time to call on your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I put this suit on and I turn into a nerd. There we go. Problem solved.
Officer, that nice
God.
young man in the long underwear saved my purse and all my money.
Good work, Spider-Man. It's a good thing you came along when you did. You're the best friend this city ever had.
Why'd they
I'm just
animate
glad
his face
you're
like
on our
that? Why did they animate anything like they did?
I was just doing my
It's
job,
just-
officer.
It's
How did you
everything's
do
like off, right?
Yeah, it
Young man,
is.
I don't know
There's a
what I
prototype of
would've
this
done
game that
without
shows
you.
all this
But
art
you
before they
really
suddenly
shouldn't
redrew
run
it for the
around
final
with a
version,
dress
and like
that.
people have
Yes,
like
ma'am.
bizarrely huge
keep it in
shoulders.
mind.
They look like insects,
Spider-Man.
and their faces are all like twisted and weird. Sega had to do a lot of redrawing before they
That
shipped this
young
one.
man
Cartman, thank you for
is
the 100
a
bits.
Thank you.
real hero.
He certainly is, ma'am.
Hold
I don't
on,
know
little
what this city would
Kingpin.
do without him.
Fucking
Let's see
Mr.
what's on
Big.
TV.
Alright, the best part is coming up here.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled broadcast to present this special emergency report from Wilson Fisk, a concerned citizen and one of our city's leading businessmen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Let's give
Fisk.
this guy named the Kingpin some airtime.
Yeah.
What do you suppose he's up to now?
Whatever it is, it's bound to be bad news for New York. And for Spider-Man.
Fellow citizens of New York, it is my painful duty to make you aware that a monstrous crime has been perpetrated.
Everyone's animated
against
like they're
us
eating dinner.
by a man
Yeah.
who thought
Very,
was our
very
ally.
chew.
It has come
very
to my
chew
attention
core.
that Spider-Man has turned
Has become
renegade
huge and is stomping over the
against
city.
forces of law and
Really
order.
good faces coming up, by the
that
way.
was back when Jonah had everyone convinced I was a crook. And I
Really
didn't
cuts
hurt
back
those
to,
cops.
He is perpetrating
to Mary
one
Jane and Peter
monstrous
Parker in a
crime
second.
after another, all across our city.
But I never
the dog.
did that.
Oh, my poor doggy.
And now he has devised the most ghastly crime of his career.
What?
He has planted a bomb that will explode in exactly 24 hours, destroying the entire city.
I certainly never did that.
I am offering a reward of $500,000 for Spider-Man's capture.
There we
In
go.
hopes that he can be forced to reveal the location of the bomb before it is too late. We must protect ourselves from the super criminal Spider-Man.
Peter, what are you going to do?
Ultimate Sega CD faces.
If there's really a bomb, it'll be Kingpin's doing. I'll have
Oh,
to
he
find
becomes
it and
super.
disarm
He
it in the
became
next
like
24
an
hours.
SD Gundam all of a sudden.
But the police are going to think you're the criminal.
It's Chibi Spider-Man.
Don't worry about that, Mary Jane. The police know I'm on their side.
I want an all-point bulletin issued for the arrest of Spider-Man.
I love the
Consider it
smash
done,
cut to the
sir.
police. Like, actually, fuck Spider-Man.
Spider-Man would turn on us. Now we're going to have to turn this city upside down to find him before that bomb goes off. Let's get on it.
And that's the intro to Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. You know, it took a lot of man hours to animate all those frames. I appreciate that, but also, lol.
Absolute lol.
Let's do one final Super Nintendo game. One final Super Nintendo game from Gray Matter that I accidentally skipped over, but whoops, let's go back to it.
Okay.
Just to show you it's not all bad, right? Like, not every game from Gray Matter is a licensed piece of shit. Not everything is just outsourced with weird art or whatever. Maybe if they had some sort of incentive to make a good game with an original character that they actually cared about and put some time into, maybe that one would turn out different, right?
Okay.
So, Alex, let's play Bob.
Bob, okay.
That's quite loud. Sorry about that.
Fix it.
Yeah, Bob.
Okay.
Designed Chris Gray, programmed by Chris Gray. So he was really hands-on with this one. He really believed in Space Funky Bob, as he was called in Japan. But realistically, this can't be any better than like James Bond Jr. or Wayne's World, right?
No.
Based on what we've seen consistently in their work across consoles. Don't have high hopes for Bob. Well, believe it or not, Bob overcame the odds, and this game is mediocre!
Oh boy, hey!
Yay! It's just kind of average.
Oh,
Chris
thank
Gray,
God.
Chris Gray, you did it. You made it a platformer that's not just a death march to the right until the crash test dummies blow up or whatever. You made a game that's actually kind of fun to play. The levels go all over the place. There's a bunch of different fun weapons to find. The character himself is kind of likable even. Like, what happened, man? Was it just a matter of believing in your own product as opposed to just pumping out some licensed shit? Possibly. But whatever the cause, Bob is okay.
Bob, you are average. Congratulations.
The odds were against you, Bob, but man, really happy for you. He's even got some kind of personality, you see?
He's charming.
Yeah, this game wouldn't make children cry. What was up, Chris? What's going on? This is what he did with all the license game money. That's the impression I get. Yeah, like he only did the contract work in order to build up towards an original project that he could actually hang the company's name on. Be like, this is what we do. This is the kind of product we really love making.
Yeah, get a load of this game.
Look at all that slime. Bob's Adventures in Slime World. So anyone play this? Anyone want to back me up here and say that this game is just kind of okay instead of the worst thing ever? Because just playing it a little bit, I was like, wow, this, you know? If I didn't have any other Super Nintendo games to play back then, I might have enjoyed this. It really exceeds all expectations you would have for Gray Matter at this point. It has a sense of, like, playfulness that you really hadn't seen since their Amiga days. And I wanted to show that side of the company, because, again, no one goes out intending to make bad games. They're not a bunch of assholes sitting around smoking cigars and talking about all the kids they screwed over. No. They were just trying to pay the bills. And when they had something they really believed in, they put the work into it. Doesn't excuse James Bond Jr.
No,
But, oh, I'm gonna tell your mom, all right. But if you played Bob, you might not have had a bad time with it. You did it, Bob!
Congrats, Bob. You're normal.
Congratulations, Bob. Anyway, that was their biggest year to date, and their biggest year until they went bust. In 1994, they would take a hard pivot into something that I completely didn't expect at all. And because of that, I'm going to have Alex take over the next brief portion of the stream. Alex, take it away.
All right, it's 1994, and we've got a series of games for you. These games are the Gus games. Have you heard of Gus? Do you like multimedia? Well, if you do, you may have seen Gus around.
I had never heard of Gus in my entire life.
I haven't either. I only heard of Gus when I was looking up Swedish games, and I saw, like, the Gus games in Swedish. There were a lot of these. Only 2 of them are by Gray Matter. The first one is Gus in Cyberopolis. So here we go. Are you ready?
So in 1994 was the hard pivot to kids multimedia with Gus Goes to Cyberopolis. Let's do it.
Let's go to Cyberopolis, folks.
This is uncharted territory for me. Wow, that box art says perfect for Halloween or something. So it's seasonally appropriate. Or as he's known overseas, Goose.
Yeah, G-U-U-S overseas. But 1 sec. There we go. There's Gus.
There he is. He's a cartoon dog.
Welcome to Cyberopolis!
Alex, I have never been happier to go to Cyberopolis.
So let's change
You
the Cyberbug
can set the
game
level of
Level 1, because we're babies.
Yeah.
Click here if you want to go to Cyberopolis.
Do
Okay,
I?
let's go.
Well, let's take a walk down Fifth Avenue.
And
There's
it's
so
a
much to
musical.
see.
He makes
My
songs about
name is
everywhere
Gus.
you
I'll
go.
show you around if you come along with me. Bring all your friends and your cousins too.
You got a kids
Bring
chorus.
your cousins!
Never forget, 'cause until you go to Cyberopolis, you ain't seen nothing yet.
All right, let's go to the library.
Hope you have an excellent time at the library.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I've never seen this before, by the way.
Bum, 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 bum. Library, library. We're going to the library this afternoon.
I sing this
There's
song
so
every time I
much
go to the
that-
library. Hi.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Oh no! Oh. I pledge allegiance to NASCAR.
Library, there's a
Let's spin the globe. Whoa, what the? Africa.
Okay.
The ferret is sometimes trained to hunt rats, mice, and rabbits.
Cool.
Okay.
library.
Cool ferret facts.
To thine own self be true.
Okay, let's leave the library and go to
What the fuck is this?
the aquarium.
What is this?
Okay. Hope you have a stellar time in the aquarium.
Okay, it's gonna be good there. I don't know how this is cyber. I really don't.
Water, water, everywhere there's a water. All
Yeah,
the
he's constantly making up
people
folk songs for
swimming
you.
with their sun.
These are like the most basic lyrics possible.
Dolphins are mammals and, like humans, need to breathe air.
Like if you ask someone, okay, you have 5 seconds to come up with a song about the library. Library, library, let's all go to the library. And they're like, good, put it in.
Is this the same gray matter?
Is it? I'm gonna say that it is. Just because I wanted a little break from all the misery.
Bum, 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 bum.
It's cyber because it's on the computer.
4.
Yummy.
I love to go.
Gary Gray Matter was the composer of all the songs.
I think we'll just go one more place because we got another game to look at. Let's go to Gus's Diner.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Go down to the diner. Wow, wow. Where all flag. Goodbye. Right here is a small touch of Paris.
He sings a song about you being in Paris now. Okay.
There was a
by
different Gray
American
Matter?
Gray Matter.
There was no American Gray Matter. You're making that up.
No way. Gray Matter Studio.
Did they not tell anyone? Was there no communication that there was already a Gray Matter?
Au revoir.
Wow, I learned something tonight.
Come have some food from Germany. Great big
All right, well, this is a showcase of Canadian Gray Matter and American Gray Matter.
It's a song about German sausage. Why does the songs not end? Okay, where else?
Funny. Cheers.
We're Spain.
The stream has taken a turn I didn't even expect. Well, this is still technically a Gray Matter showcase.
Bandera. Adios.
Bandera. Oh boy. Who are those people in the photo? Who are they?
chopsticks, noodles, and sushi. It's fresh and yummy and good for you too. Why don't you try it and see?
This is ridiculous! We're leaving Cyberopolis. This is very silly.
That sign said toilet in hiragana, which is not how you spell that. You use whatever.
I was Gus Goes to Cyberopolis. Should we show the other Gus game, even though it's not the same company?
Why not? Sure.
Okay, this is Gus and the Cyberbuds. Sing, play, and paint along.
I told Alex to set these up thinking that Gray Matter pivoted to multimedia in 1994, but the truth is even weirder somehow. Yeah, we're getting a multimedia sidebar. Sushi, soups, and other stuff comes from Japan, and it's really good.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna start rolling in some of these Gus games to the...
We gotta do a Gus showcase.
Yeah.
We gotta do a Goose Multimedia Monday.
Okay. We will. I will.
There might be a third Gray Matter Studios. How deep does the rabbit hole go? Yeah, I want to hear all of his songs too.
Yeah, we should... Okay, plan for a future Goose stream.
This is just an ad for one of our future streams.
You can choose different languages.
There's Japanese?
Yeah, but we're learning English.
Oh, okay.
So there's a bunch of songs. Let's choose Imagination. Okay.
Play me the Imagination song.
And, go. Start.
Uh-huh.
I have a big green hat. You can have one too.
Okay.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, some of the Gus games did make their way to the Pippin too.
They did?
Yes.
A house can be an ice
Gus
cream.
and the Cyberbuds sing. Now you can sing along as you hear and see the song you have chosen come to life. To choose.
Okay, there's the lyrics. Let's fuck around.
Okay.
So the first thing I want is an Earth
Sure.
and popcorn. Because hold on, one.
Earth-size popcorn. 2 Earth-size popcorns,
3.
please. Actually, make it 3.
5 bags of popcorn. And
This game's
a
a
little
real
cotton candy.
This game is a real 5-bagger for sure.
We got bones. Here's dog food. No, I want the dog food. I said I want the dog food, sir. It won't let me do dog food.
That's too much. You can't have popcorn and dog food.
Okay, take this away. Erase. Take this away. Get out of here. Okay. Okay, let me...
So Codeman says, according to IGDB, there is a third Gray Matter Studios. And now we have confirmation of a 4th Gray Matter.
What?
There's 4... 4? How are there 4 studios named Gray Matter? I'm losing my freaking mind over here.
Okay.
All right, everyone, go open your own Gray Matter Studios, because fuck it. Like, there are no rules. Just make your own. Everyone in chat now has your official Gray Matter Corporation. Congratulations on becoming incorporated. Well, let's get back to business. Alex, pull up that Mister one last time.
Oh, yeah, so you can see it.
There's one final Super Nintendo game I didn't get to. Their final Super Nintendo game was released in 1995. As they were gearing up for Sega Saturn and PS1.
Danny, I have a great idea for the name
so
of...
discombobulated right now. What's that?
I have a great idea for a name for my new game developer studio. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah?
It's called Gray Matter.
Whoa. I don't think anyone's taken that. You should call your company Gray Matter.
I should.
Okay. Our final game is coming up here. It's called... Super RBI Baseball. Huh. Not sure if this is by Gray Matter or one of the 3 other studios called Gray Matter, but in any case, here it is. What if they were all the same studio, just like pretending to be the other ones? Like, oh, that wasn't Gray Matter, that was Gray Matter.
No, that's the right gray matter.
Yep. Okay. Good. We're back to original Chris Gray gray matter at this point. Good. So RBI Baseball started off on NES as a localized version of Family Stadium, the Namco games. Then Tengen took it and did their own thing on NES and Genesis. And finally, there was this one Super Nintendo game that had the title Super RBI Baseball. That, for whatever reason, that was the only one they farmed out to gray matter. So let's see what this is like. I gotta tell you, my body's in the baseball stadium, but my mind is still in Cyberopolis. Also, I pit Baltimore against Baltimore.
All right, Baltimore.
I'm rooting for Baltimore.
Good bunt.
Ooh, that was a good bunt, actually.
Nice.
Is that the strat? I just pushed the wrong button, but...
No, maybe it is.
Okay. Alex?
Okay.
Did I just, frame one, discover the strat for Super RBI Baseball? We gonna get a guy on third? Now, hang on. Now hold the fucking phone. Wait a second. Please don't throw to home. Please don't throw to home. He didn't! He didn't throw to home! Yeah, let's get a replay. You were
Why didn't he throw to home?
You were 2 feet away from home plate.
You're just like, I'm bunting.
Of course I'm bunting. Oh no.
How do you bunt? How do you foul a bunt? Good job.
Well, they never made a sports game before, but I gotta say, to use a baseball term, they hit this one out of the park. Don't throw to home. Don't throw. He didn't throw to home. Super R bunt baseball. Let's see the replay. The world's stupidest pitcher does it again. This guy's getting fucking fired.
This guy's sucks ass. Baltimore's really kicking Baltimore's ass.
Yeah, Baltimore's having a good year here. Forgive me, I want to see how far I can get with this.
Okay.
This is unbelievable to me. I've played a lot of baseball games. This has never ever worked in a single one of them.
Oh, come on! All right, that's pretty good.
Pretty good first inning.
Mm-hmm.
It was belly jiggle physics on the umpires. Somehow this is the most incredible baseball game I've ever played. All right, you know what I'm gonna do. Stand here.
Good.
How do I hit the man? Yes!
Oh, he falls like a...
That was a good crumple.
Hey, I hate to say it, but have you seen how juicy the umpire's dumpy is?
Yeah, actually. What was that cutaway that had nothing to do with anything? Second. Hello? Throw the ball?
You personally ran it over to him.
Here you go. Gotta hand deliver this one. I really like the hitting animation. So that's Gray Matter on Super Nintendo. From Ren and Stimpy Vidiots to James Bond Jr. Bob was there.
Mm-hmm.
And now we finish up with Super RBI Baseball. That was a triple play, Alex.
Hey.
All right, what do you say? One more bunt for the road.
All right, do it.
Go. Oh, Baltimore caught on to Baltimore's strategy. Well, it had to come to an end at some point. And so did Gray Matter's run on the Super Nintendo. But luckily, they had new life on a promising up-and-coming 32-bit console.
Oh, really?
The 3DO. Alex, Gray Matter made a couple of 3DO games, and we're about to play them. First up, in 1995, they released a game called Foes of Ali.
Okay, and I remember this. How do I open these again?
File, open core image file, that one. And then do Foes of Ali USA Q.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Our most beloved 32-bit console, the Panasonic and various other corporations 3DO. There it is, Gray Matter, right on the splash screen. They got in with EA on this one. They suckered EA into developing a game for them. As far as I know, this is a 3DO exclusive. This was never ported to any other console, so...
Oh yeah! No, I've heard of Foes of Ali.
Yeah. Oh, I need focus.
Oh, say. There you go.
Alright, let's just go for the quick game. Let's see how this is.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event.
Wow. Alright.
Okay.
Let's go right to it. Let's start punching dudes. Oh, right, they also... Yeah, Bob was an EA-published joint. So maybe that EA money inspired them in some way.
They were like, we like money. We'll do things for the 3DO, yeah.
Oh man, these animations. Here we have the great Muhammad Ali versus Smokin' Joe Frazier. Looking exactly like they did back in the day. This game was not critically well received. Can you believe that?
Really?
Ultra Game Players magazine famously gave this game a very low score and called it Toes of Ali, implying it was feet.
Is that a negative thing in other places?
I guess so. Feet have really, people have come around on feet.
Yeah, people love that shit now.
I don't know why that review always stuck around in my head. Like, Toes of Ali? Really? You couldn't have written something better than that? Anyway, point is, they didn't like it. And, playing this now, I can kind of see why.
This looks like shit, Danny. Sorry.
You got a button to punch with your left hand, and you push different directions to do different kinds of punches. Button to punch with your right hand, and then you have the duck and swerve button. Look at him, he's ducking and swerving.
Huh.
This is possibly the least exciting boxing game I've ever played in my life. I mean, it's polygonal. This would have looked cool if you were new to polygonal graphics.
I guess.
I think they should try bunting.
Yeah, they should. They should. They should just put their arms out, like, straight, and then just start, like, pushing them forward like they're pushing each other.
Hey, run your face into my fist.
Yeah, it'll work.
Aww. I'm glad they settled their differences, if so briefly. Hey, just throw a baseball at the other guy. Anyone have experience with this? Do you like it? What's there to like? In that case, I'm curious. I'm not putting you on blast. A mysterious, theoretical person who likes Foes of Ali, but I really want to know why this came into existence.
Yeah, why? Tell us why.
There's someone yelling at me. You hear that?
Yeah, they're like, hey!
Hey, box better. You're really shitty. I'm trying my best out here. I'm just on 3DO. Oh, man. He's punching the shit out of me. Yeah, all I heard was blah, 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 blah. Maybe it was Dracula.
Danny, wow. Danny, you did not do well as Ali.
Not even any animation of going back to your corner or, like, being visibly tired or anything. There's no pizzazz to this. This is just about as basic of an execution as this design as you possibly could make. Maybe this is their last refuge, being laughed out of the world of licensed platformers and the world of multimedia, even though that wasn't them. They gotta go to sports games, because that's all they can do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were just really hoping they would see Muhammad Ali's feet. I thought it was called Toes of Ali.
I got so excited. I'm the Toe Jester.
Well, at least it has EA Sports timing. You see that? Is that like an actual thing? Is that like different from regular timing?
Yeah, it's like internet time.
Oh, okay, like Swatch beats.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I found the best button. It does this. It makes you look like, what? What did you say to me? Huh?
Yeah,
Pardon?
I deserve those bans.
Well, this is one of 2 games they made for 3DO. Alex, why don't you load up the other one?
Alright.
This is actually one we've covered very recently. A lot of the Patron Request Gauntlet games come back around to haunt us in future streams, as does this one. Grey Matter's second and final 3DO game is Phoenix 3. Yeah, you've seen this one recently. You know what this is. But if you didn't happen to catch our Patron Request Gauntlet, boy, you're in for a treat. Oh, look at that FMV.
Very cool logo, Grey Matter.
They finally get the CG they deserve. So you're this guy. This bootleg Steven Seagal looking guy.
Very Stephen Core.
We are the Corral. We come for Hyperion. All below
Turn it up for us.
Oh, yeah.
This game is weird. First of all, there's no Phoenix 1 or 2. Oh, I hate when spaceships do that.
They shouldn't. It's not nice.
Steve Seagal. Oh. Man, I wish someone would shoot those guys. We got jams.
I do like the jams.
Send another message.
You can cast many stones, Councillor Rand, but if the well has run dry, so has your wish.
We've seen this FMV during the previous stream, so I'm going to skip this. The game itself, it's kind of incredible to look at. Imagine if Wayne's World had even better digitized graphics.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Now this is a video game. You think this is built atop the Bob engine?
God, would that even translate to the 3DO?
There's probably some shared technology. Yeah, thank you for turning it down.
Very visceral. They're back to their visceralness.
Oh yeah, they're back to the weird gory nature of their early games. So maybe this is a return to form. Anyway, it's a very, very slow action platformer with some very strange sound effects. They're all from, like, very basic sound effect libraries. like that one.
I recognize that splurt, yeah.
Classic splurt. You know, hindsight is 20/20, but were they serious with this shit? Like, did anyone see this back in the day and was like, whoa, so cool, so realistic, this is badass?
I mean, it is badass.
Yeah, they were right, to be clear, but...
This is one of those games where I would have seen screenshots of it in, like, EGM, and I would have been like, wow, this looks so good. But then I would eventually play it and be like as an adult, and be like, oh, wow, they tricked me. They tricked me.
This is that 16-bit Judge Dredd game, but even better. Got laser gun ammunition. Can I choose the different weapons we got? No, that's cool. What was that? Some kind of meat raptor?
Yeah. Oh, fall damage!
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does not control well. It controls very... Well, at least it's slow. At least you're not full of momentum and out of control like in a lot of their platformers, but man, this does not appreciably play better than, say, Wayne's World or James Bond Jr. Plus, it looks like this. Whether that's a plus or a minus, that's up to you.
It's a plus.
I'm gonna beat this game someday. Not today,
I believe in you, honey.
but someday I will beat Phoenix 3 for 3DO.
You're gonna do a Phoenix 3 marathon. We're gonna show a bunch of charities this game and be like, "We played this game for money for you," and they'll be like, "No, no, we're sorry. We'll just close instead."
American Heart Association gonna be like, no thanks. We're going with one of the 3 other people named Retro Pals who exist for some reason. A la Gray Matter.
The Gray Matter.
I appreciate they did 3DO exclusives. These games were never ported. They were 3DO exclusive. So if you had a 3DO, these are games you could play for them. Maybe you wouldn't really want to, though. However, they did make games for consoles people did have, and we're closing things out with a few of their other 32-bit games. Alex, Gray Matter made its way to Sega Saturn. Oh shit. Sega Saturn fucking rules.
It does. It does.
So therefore these games should rule, right?
Yeah, alright. So, let's go.
1995, their very first Sega Saturn game. NHL All-Star Hockey. Yeah. Let's play hockey.
Okay, hockey time.
Featuring the Vancouver Retro Pals.
They should be able to be good at this. They're from Canada. They know hockey.
Yeah, true. Going back to their roots. Gotta tell you, Sega was really hurting for sports games at this point. They tried to make their own NFL games happen, and those were really bad. But maybe their NHL series would be better with help from Gray Matter. Yeah, finally, we're on Saturn. Time for some real gaming. Real license gaming.
Yeah, that license agreement a little hard to read.
Audio Jungle, Audio Jungle. Do not DMCA us, please.
Oh, yeah.
These video effects are awesome. Oh, it cuts in real footage with game footage. You can barely tell which is which. Featuring the Maple Leafs. Maybe turn this down. Yeah, why don't you turn down the volume on that intro?
There we go.
I've got the power. I'm the lyrical Jesse James. I'll just sing the song for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, pump down the jams. That was so funny. I got copyright jump scared. They're still singing the song. The whole thing. That guy was making some kind of rude gesture.
Bonk.
You know, let's start the game. Yeah, you can turn that back up now. We no longer have the power.
And here's some Beatles music.
Star Hockey. I'm Marv Albert, along with Steve
Here comes the sun. That doesn't even make sense.
You can use your Saturn controller to access any of the options on the wall behind me.
Marv Albert talking about the Sega Saturn controller.
Okay.
And Steve will give you a hand.
Well, Marv, I think I'll take a quick game. Is this another Snap song? That's who did I Got the Power,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right.
I know that because that song is part of my Fortnite playlist.
It's in Fortnite?
No, I just listen to it when I play Fortnite, along amongst many other songs.
Let's be the Red Wings.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know Mark Wahlberg played hockey.
Danny, this game is sick.
Yeah, this is great already. This is already a 10 out of 10. Good faces bot. Hit print screen right now. Have you noticed a lot of Purple Moon screenshots have started showing up on Good Faces?
Oh, that's so good. Good. Game?
Can we
Yeah, let's speed this up.
can we play the game? Is there a
speeding
video
it up.
game?
There we go.
Hello again, hockey fans, and welcome to Joe Louis Arena, where it's the Detroit Red Wings taking on the New Jersey Devils.
New Jersey Devils are going to kick our ass, Danny.
Yeah, it's looking like it. The bar graphs don't lie.
Yeah.
Tonight's starting lineups are Detroit Red Wings, Sergei Fedorov, Dino.
That is the fartiest version. Of
This
rock.
is yeah. This is the blombiest rock and roll part 2 I've ever heard. Da, 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 da. Hey.
Mike Vernon,
We're gonna introduce everybody?
New Jersey Devils, Bobby Carpenter,
Yeah, sure, why not?
Stefan Richer,
Audience hates these guys.
They want them dead.
Scott Niedermeyer,
Why does the ice look all gray and dirty?
Because it's nasty and disgusting. Also, they're called gray matter, not beautiful ice matter.
Okay, true.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Okay, everyone, stand up. Put your hand on your heart.
Okay.
Is the organist depressed?
Ugh.
And off we go with a game of hockey.
It's hockey.
This is an ice-based sport with a puck. I was going the wrong way. I'm Texan. I know nothing about hockey. I'm sorry.
Same.
Do they do this a lot?
The stick thing?
Yeah.
Maybe? Thank you, Carmen, for the 100 bits. Why will they buy our Sega Saturn on day one? We have this classic such as this game and Bug.
We got Bug.
We got Bug.
We got gray matter hockey. With gray ice. I hate to slip on this and like your face would touch it and you'd get a disease.
You could get the nastiest like skin disorder from this horrible thing.
22, Claude Lemieux, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
That's pronounced Claude? Really?
I guess so. This kind of looks like GBA 3D. It does.
Yeah, this is the kind of game where you'd see this on GBA and be like, wow, that's really impressive. But that's Sega Saturn. Give to me the puck. Yeah, here we go. Da, 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 da. Let's go. Hey!
Can I block it with his body?
Let's all fall over. It's fun. Oh, slap shot. Didn't make it in. Well, I don't play many hockey games, but this one does not really stand out in any sort of way, aside from the intro. And the depressed organist playing the worst version of Rock and Roll Part 2 I've ever heard.
I love the depressed organist.
So maybe we should move
Move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The year is 1996. The end is approaching fast for Gray Matter. They have 3 more games that come out before they bite the dust, and 2 of them are for Saturn. One is an all-time classic, and we're about to play it right now. Alex, put on The Crow, City of Angels. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it.
Do you?
I love to see it.
Yeah, you do.
Bad Bird Productions. I guess that's a reductive way of describing The Crow.
The Crow is a bad bird.
Brought to you by Content.
Content Incorporated.
Oh. You think this game's gone up in value since the remake came out?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody gives a rat's ass about The Crow right now. I'm sorry.
Probably not.
I'm sorry to Crow fans, but you're not part of the
Look at that logo.
of the zeitgeist.
The stream's all about the zeitgeist lately.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. This isn't based on The Crow. This is based on the sequel, City of Angels, which is not a good movie from what I understand.
Never seen it. Danny.
Did we voice act this?
What's with that lady's outfit?
Car. PS1 version's up to $100 now?
Oh, okay.
I should have invested in The Crow.
You should have.
Yeah, Between Heaven and Hell, it's called The Gray Area. Alex, I hope you're ready for video games.
I love video games. Let's go.
I thought I was playing it because I thought I pressed start button, but... Caw.wave.
7 copies are going for $150 to $300.
Oh, I should have invested, man! Fuck! I had a chance to buy one for $40 years ago, and I was like, I'm not spending $40 on that shit. Now look who's laughing. We gotta skip this. Alright, everyone who bought copies of The Crow, I guess you
you're
won
the
in the
winners.
end. Congratulations on your good business sense. May I play the game?
No.
Here we are. Good first screen to start your game on. So we're this guy, the man who's rotating in place.
Okay.
If you've never played this game before, I have good news for you. This is a Resident Evil-like, in that you have 3D control, and a series of fixed camera angles, and it has tank controls. Let's see if I can figure out how to pick this up. Oh, okay, we did it.
Okay, we
Good.
did it.
We got a thing. Let's get a couple of practice swings in. Oh, you have a huge wind-up. Okay, so you need to hold the button to do these attacks. I'm pushing the button now.
Your wind up.
Yeah, it's more than a second. It's cool. This weapon does a shit ton of damage, though.
Ah.
Yes, the game really looks and plays like this. I'm still amazed all these years later. Even playing this for the first time back when it was still newish, I was like, wow, this sucks ass. Like, to an unbelievable extent.
Danny, this is shit.
Hey, clown face.
Hey, clown face. Am I hitting him?
No.
There we go. Okay. I was missing his hitbox. Look at this stunning rotoscoped animation.
Can you get that beer?
Oh yeah, I need a beer. Let's find the beer button. Is it this one? Is it this one? How about this one? Maybe he doesn't need a beer.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, don't...
Well, okay.
Why does he walk like that? Everything in this game is so delayed. It's kind of awesome. Hey, there's my symbol.
Nice symbol, dude.
That's me, the crow.
You like my makeup? I'm a goth clown.
Hey, clown face.
What am I doing?
You're throwing it. You don't need to do it.
Thank you, Cartman, for the 100 bits.
Thank you.
Brandon Lee not in the sequel.
No.
And it got much less press because of that. That's probably the most famous thing about that first movie.
Yeah,
and then-
that's literally all I know about it.
I like his punch combo. I'm just holding the button down.
Ah!
God, this rules. They made this on purpose, and it looks like this.
God, you're barely fighting.
It's almost like he's pantomiming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's part of his mime act. How did we get here? From Fiendish Freddy's Big Top of Fun and Motor Massacre or whatever it was called.
To the Crow.
To Mad Max, to James Bond Jr., to The Crow, City of Angels.
This does have an M. Dickey vibe to it.
Yeah, yeah. Almost like it's outsider art. Another thing about this game, it's super difficult. I've tried to use passwords to get to later levels, and you're just like killed instantly. Oh yeah, when the camera angle changes, he just stops in place. He waits for the camera to catch up to you. We gotta give this guy one last beer.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, there's no option to drink it.
I was gonna say, he's a thirsty guy.
Maybe he's just gotta chill out with a nice beer. Well, it's clear the Crow has problems, and I'm not gonna be the guy to solve it.
Yeah, sorry, Crow.
Hey, everybody. Have a beer.
Bonk.
Cool. Oh, I wanted to pick up the stool, but it's part of the background.
Yeah, it's too well pixelated. It's too well drawn to be.
Yeah, it's like an animated. It's like a cartoon where you can tell something's part of the background instead of on a cell. Oh, I don't want to play this anymore. Can I move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Hey, clown face. One last game for the Sega Saturn, and they're going back to sports. It's NBA Action. This one I haven't even seen gameplay of, so this one's going to be a surprise to me.
All right.
Hockey, you know, that game was functional. Maybe their heart's really in the NBA, though. Maybe that's what they're really passionate about.
Sega Sports. For Action
Oh,
Game Matter.
man, they got a nice edgy logo for this one. Gray Matter for the grunge generation.
NBA Action.
Everybody dance down. Oh, damn it.
Actually, this is a generic. Thank God it's generic.
It sounds like it's taking clips from a whole bunch of songs. Do, you have it. Balls.
Danny.
I took that from chat.
Okay.
Don't blame me.
Nice interlacing.
Yeah. Good work, Great Matter.
Thank you, Gray.
I should just sample, like, us talking. I can make a song like this. How to pick a different team. Oh, I see. Who do we got? All right,
Gotta be the Spurs.
we're gonna put the Spurs through this bullshit, and they're gonna take on the Raptors. Me, I'm the Spurs.
Soundtrack by John Baker of Toe Jam and Earl fame. Okay.
They had a real talent for load screens. Gotta give them that
Guys
much.
making funky faces.
We're gonna play a Saturn sports game. Ooh.
Let me get us to the game here.
Hello, basketball fans, and welcome to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. with
Yeah.
The San Antonio Spurs hosting the Toronto Raptors.
Okay.
They got Marv back. Let's play. Ooh, this looks kind of crusty.
It's fine.
Yeah?
For three. Robinson.
Where's shoot button?
What defense?
Oh, I found the shoot button.
Oh, good.
We're getting this now.
Okay, we are, huh?
Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to do it. Robinson for 3.
Yeah. Nice, nice.
It's basketball. You know, you can't fuck up basketball too much. But also, these players look kind of strange. They're weirdly like... How do I describe it? They're too thin. They're not tall. They're like too tall and not wide enough, you know?
Okay.
Okay, make your substitution. Oh, I was the guy waving in the background. It's like, is there a game over here? Not too much I can say about sports games, us being nerds, you know.
Yeah.
But I have played NBA Jam, and buddy, this is no NBA Jam.
Robinson.
Danny, have you seen the video where the sprinklers went off at the Alamo Dome and it got
Oh, he
everyone like
missed
soaked before a game?
No.
I want to see that. I'm gonna look for that afterwards.
That's funny.
What defense?
Gotta say, not a great showing on Sega Saturn. A couple of middling sports games and The Crow City of Angels, which went down as one of the worst games ever made.
Puts up a prayer.
Oh! You see that shit?
Yeah, I was insane.
Even Marv called it as a brick, and it just went right in. Unbelievable full court shot, and just completely nobody popped for it.
No one gave a shit.
Just like, oh yeah, that's basketball. That's fine. Fuck, come on. Let's get out of here. Nobody appreciates me here on the court. Fuck. Alex, Gray Matter finally got their shit together, and their final game is for the PlayStation, the most popular console of the era. They're finally ready to hit the big time with this one, and it didn't land very well. However, this game did make some kind of presence in Japan, because this game is superficially similar to Resident Evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it was called in Japan, right? It was called Biohazard.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, guess what they called Perfect Weapon in Japan? They called it Body Hazard.
Oh my god.
And that's just about the funniest thing I can say about this game, because our final game is Perfect Weapon, also known as Body Hazard. Let's do it. All roads were leading to this. Final game of the evening, and one that I rented back in the day. I rented this piece of shit. This was 97, so not many PS1 games were out at this point, so we had a good chance of checking this one out by accident.
Ass games.
No, whatever. Okay. Fine, it's ass games.
Thank you.
Now, someone pointed out in the Discord earlier that this game is actually the inverse of Young Indiana Jones for NES, in that, you know how Gray Matter just designed Young Indiana Jones while other people made it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, other people at ASC designed the game, and they had Gray Matter actually program and make the game. So, the worst possible decision anyone could ever make. Let's see if it pays off for them. Nope. No, it didn't. Oh, this game.
Okay.
Oh my god, this game. This is the definition of a wasted rental. I don't even know if I got past the first screen when I rented this. I'm gonna try my best this time around. You know this game, if you played it, it's so Grey Matter. Oh, cool, it's Foes of Ali.
Oh, this don't look too good.
You can't do that in boxing. Dude.
You can.
Maybe it's some kind of proto-MMA or something.
Mm-hmm.
Good way to start the game with you getting punched in the face.
Japanese version did not subtitle or dub any of the English narration. Delightful.
Nice.
Current date, unknown. Current location, unknown. I'm utterly lost, utterly alone.
Me too.
Time and place mean nothing to me in this alien land. As for my abductors, they are nowhere to be seen. And so my only enemy at the moment is this brutal cold of this godforsaken land. I now venture out in search of shelter and answers.
So that's how the game starts, with you slowly freezing to death. Your health bar slowly ticks down up there.
Oh, that's not good.
And that's as far as I got over a 5-day rental of this game, freezing to death over and over in these first few screens of the game. Alright, we got some health back. So Resident Evil, known for having kind of an unconventional control scheme, like you had to ready your weapon before you could fire it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This one takes things really far in that direction, in that you have a combat stance you need to enter before you can, like, jump and stuff. And also, there's 3D platforming in this tank controls Resident Evil style game. Alex, I'm gonna spoil it for you. This game sucks fucking ass.
This seems like it sucks.
This is possibly the worst game they've ever made. All of this was leading up to them having their big PS1 debut, and it's this. I'm getting my ass kicked out here. It's hard to hit anything. It's hard to turn. It's hard to just move. You feel so disconnected from everything playing this game. I'll turn it down for us a little.
Okay.
Thank you. And it's so easy to get lost in this featureless landscape where nothing looks like anything. It's just a bunch of gray blobs. I guess it was supposed to be atmospheric, but...
It kind of is. It kind of is.
Very, very little of it comes across whatever they were intending to make.
Okay.
That was cool. They took my favorite scream and they slowed it down by 500%. You have all these moves that you do by holding the X button and pushing different directions. Okay, maybe this game's cool after all. I'm just gonna scoot over to this health.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I? There I am. Hello, may I have your health, please? No way! What? You refusing to do what I tell you? Oh, he's locked onto the enemy. I can't move to the
Oh
the
no! Danny, you're about to freeze to death.
thing. Yeah.
Danny!
Yeah, I keep trying to turn around and he just automatically faces the guy instead. Oh, this is so cool.
Bro, stop kicking and start picking up health.
Okay, here we go. He's doing it.
go. He's
He's
gonna get
scooting.
help.
He's scooting. He's scooting. Whew.
That did nothing.
Is it an item I have to use?
Yeah, it says you have 2. You used
Okay.
1.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, we're back in business. Jesus Christ. Now we can fight. And here we have the end of Gray Matter. If you thought it was nothing but James Bond Jr. and Wayne's World, you were mostly right, but
Yeah.
there is a little bit more to the story than that. But how did they build up to this? How did they move from a single sole developer making indie games just by his lonesome to a 75-person studio, the largest in Canada at one point? And they made stuff like this. It really makes you wonder, huh?
Little bit.
The soundscape of this is killing me. I want to kill this guy before we move on to our final segment where we finally explain just what happened. Jesus Christ.
You did it.
Ugh. The game doesn't get any better from this point. I've looked at long plays. It's apparently just this, the entire 2-hour playthrough. And just like back in the day, I fulfilled my destiny of freezing to death.
I'm cold.
Welcome to a better world.
Cool voice. Oh, Perfect Weapon, the final game from Gray Matter before they shut down. They had one final game in development in partnership with Microsoft called The Condemned. Very little is known about this, and searching for it is very difficult because there was later a game called Condemned Criminal Origins. So there's no way you can research that. I don't know if there's footage out there or leaked betas. If anyone knows, post in the Discord. But what happened to Gray Matter? Alex, why don't you bring up a quote that I posted from here? There's a link at the bottom of our game list that I'd like you to post in chat.
Oh, yeah. Let me give you all this link to this. Ooh, CBC.
So way back in the day, they posted a short interview snippet with Chris Gray that explained just what happened. I'm just going to read this whole thing because this is part 2 of an article that starts off in the funniest way possible. Although Quest for Tires, a game based on the BC comic strip that put players in control of a caveman riding a stone unicycle, was a big hit for Banks and Butler, didn't lead to the same sort of industry explosion in Ontario. So first of all, I didn't even know BC's Quest for Tires was a Canadian game. And I didn't know that it was like some kind of standout Canadian production that was all like the basis for which all Canadian video games would be judged in the future. That's apparently true somehow. But moving on. They started off in Ottawa, still making games now, but we're not talking about Artec Digital Entertainment. It was a studio called Gray Matter, launched by games junkie Chris Gray in Oakville, Ontario, that became the province's biggest star, at least for a while. Gray, at the age of 15, created his own game along with fellow designer Peter Liepa called Boulder Dash, which starred a character named Rockford, who dug through caves in search of diamonds and treasure. The game was published in 1984 by US-based In-Home Entertainment and earned Gray enough money to start his company. So Boulder Dash was successful enough to start Gray Matter in its entirety. That's how successful and influential it was. Gray Matter reached its peak around 1995. Hey, that's right when they were gearing up for Saturn and PS1 production. Had about 75 employees. The company fizzled shortly thereafter, though, because of a shortage of funding. Quoteth Christopher Gray, "Unless you have a monster hit, you're pretty much hand-to-mouth in terms of project to project," said Gray, who today oversees production at Majesco Games in New Jersey.
What?
That's right. All roads led to New Jersey in this stream, no matter who you picked, Imagineering or Gray Matter. He continues, "You might have one great year, but 2 years later you run out of money." Gray says, you scrolled the quote good. Gray says British Columbia benefited from a more proactive government that saw the value of offering incentives to video game companies in the form of tax cuts and subsidies. Ontario, meanwhile, was slow in getting to the table.
Aww.
So that, in essence, explains Gray Matter's entire production style. They weren't again, these lazy fat cats sitting around being all like, ha, we made a game in 2 hours and now a bunch of kids are going to suffer. They were working their asses off trying to make this company stay solvent, trying to pay 75 people while they waited for these government subsidies that would never, ever come. I could see the logic in Chris Gray starting up his company, being all like, hey, these other provinces, they're funding video game developers. Maybe we can get an influx of cash if we just do whatever it takes in order to survive during the time we have. Mm-hmm. And he did. He ramped up big time. He made Ren and Stimpy and fucking James Bond Jr. doing whatever he could to pay his people and pursue the dream of game development. But in the end, just by being based in a different part of Canada is what doomed his company. If those government funding projects and subsidies came through, we might still have a Gray Matter. They might still be existent. They might have even made good games instead of just rushing out stuff as quickly as possible just to keep the bills paid. And that, in the end, is the sad story of Gray Matter and Christopher Gray.
Damn.
Who, I don't know where he's working now. He's still in the games industry. Not quite sure what he's doing, but whatever he's doing, Chris Gray, hope you're having a good evening.
Yeah, for real.
As well as everyone who worked at Gray Matter. I know you didn't go out purposefully making a game that made my young friend cry in Captain Planet and the Planeteers. I know you didn't intend to ruin weekends with games like James Bond Jr. You were just trying desperately, doing whatever you could with whatever licenses you had in hopes that the government subsidies would come, but they never did. Sorry it didn't work out better for you, but I'm even sorrier that people play James Bond Jr. So who could say who is right or wrong? That's the end. That's our story. Gray Matter Software, rest in peace.
Oh, I forgot about Whirly Nerd.
At least we'll always have Whirly Nerd. Thank you to all of our Retro Pals patrons who voted to make this weekend's stream happen. This isn't the weekend. This is the middle of the week. I wish it was the weekend already. If you want to be a patron, head to patreon.com/retropals. If you're at the $5 tier, you get to decide the subject for our Wednesday showcase streams. I tried to put together a cohesive story for this. I tried to put together like some kind of defense for Gray Matter. But as the games wore on, I was just like, these games, they aren't getting any better. As good as their Amiga and C64 games were, boy, it was a slow slide into oblivion for them. But that is just one story of many that we have to tell about the games industry. And thank you to our patrons for making it possible.
Thank you so much.
Alex is here to wrap us up. I'm going to look for a raid target.
We post full-length highlights of our streams on YouTube at youtube.com/retropals. Latest one is Hey You Pikachu. So if you want to see
I didn't put that one up.
Never mind.
It's still the Famitsu one. Go watch the Famitsu one.
Go watch a Famitsu stream.
It's good. I decided to give it 2 weeks because it did really well for us.
Yeah,
and I'm really
okay,
proud
never
of it.
mind. Check out the Famitsu stream. It's really good. Check that out. And I guess coming after that is Hey You Pikachu. So do subscribe if you want to eventually see that. We also have a Discord. Dropping that link in the chat if you want to chat to us, have questions you have for us, or all that kind of stuff. Do check out our Discord. And last but not least, we do have social media. We are on Blue Sky. Let me just drop that link in the chat. You can join us there to find out when we go live, when we got new videos up on YouTube, and all the Retro Pals news you can use.
Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
I need to not play video games for a while, and then when I do play a video game, I'd like for it to be not a Gray Matter game. We got some choices here. Who am I going to go with? I think... Oh, Rachel's playing Castlevania 4. Ooh. This is a game that Rachel can deathless clear. This incredibly long game full of instant deaths. So go wish her luck. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
See ya, folks.